special presentation of TNN Motorsport. Nascar's Craftsman Truck Series is about to hit a bump in the road. 3 races in just 9 days that could turn the season over and send sparks flying. Rolling into the Music City, it's a 3-truck race for the points championship. Ron Hornaday is on top right now, riding away from Watkins Glen. While last year's champion, Mike Skinner, has seen victory lane 5 times this season. A visit today could put him back on top. Jack Sprague has been the point leader, too. These 3 races could be just what he needs. But one slip can turn the whole season upside down. Welcome to Nashville Speedway, USA, and the Nascar Craftsman Truck Series. Hi, everybody. I'm Mike Joy. You might expect Jack Sprague to be sitting here on the pole and Mike Skinner alongside in the front row, and they are. Mike Bliss, proven winner this season, and series point leader Ron Hornaday in the 4th spot. Well, that's the expected. How about the unexpected? How about Randy Renfro here, starting in 5th position? Great run.
Thank you very much. The truck was close in practice, and the last one, we got ready to qualify, we made a few changes, and the truck was excellent. Now, looking for a good run today.
You had a good run going at Flemington.
Yeah, we did. We had a power steering line to blow into where it was put together, and, we've had some bad luck. We've been running good. I like this truck series. A lot of nice guys here. I know a lot of them. I've raced with them before. Looking for a good run today.
Randy, good luck today.
Thank you.
Got some other surprises in the field, including a 16-year-old that's the youngest driver ever to compete in this series. Here's Randy Pemberton.
You got that right, Mike. It's a Chevrolet. It's got STP sponsor on the hood, and he's starting 25th today. He's a sophomore in high school. Casey Atwood. Now, America would love to know, how'd you get this ride?
I just got hooked up with all the right people throughout my career, and I just need to thank Bobby Hamilton, Chuck Spicer, and STP for giving me this opportunity.
Okay, you might think he lacks experience, but he's got a couple of third-place finishes here. Talk about a guy with experience. He's standing by with Buddy Baker.
Well, Casey Atwood's 16 years old, but I guarantee you he's not having any more fun than Harry Gann is this weekend. Harry?
Yeah, it's, we had a fun weekend. I rode my Harley over here from home, and my family, they come in yesterday, all my grandchildren and daughters, son-in-law, so they toured the park all day yesterday, got wore out walking around, and, we've just had a great time here, and I've run here a lot, in the past years and won some races here. And this truck here, we're having a lot of fun out here. We're running good, and we're looking forward to a good race here today. I think we might have a shot if everything works in our favor.
You know, that's when Harry Gann says if everything works in my favor, he's got them right where he wants them.
Thanks, buddy. Performing our national anthem this afternoon, scheduled to perform at the Federated Auto Parts Party tonight and co-host of TNN yesteryear, Lisa Stewart. A downpour has just suddenly flashed across the Speedway here. There's Lisa getting ready to perform, and you can see she's getting a little damp down there. I think, buddy, everything has suddenly gone on hold.
This can't be rain. We're not supposed to have rain today. I watched every weather forecast that you could look at this morning. We're not supposed to have rain. I'm sure it'll be out of here in just a moment, but it's here right now.
Well, the fans are staying put. The covers are going on the trucks, and the pre-race ceremony is set to continue. And so this is tough duty. Lisa performed in pre-race for the Daytona 500 at the Grand Marshal's Party, and we've seen her a lot here in the pits when we do events here at the Nashville Speedway. Well, let's go trackside.
Fans, welcome back again to Nashville Speedway, USA, to sing our national anthem, Miss Lisa Stewart.
Thank you. Oh, see, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail as the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and
our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? For the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Lisa Stewart singing in the rain. And we'll come back and see what Mother Nature has in store for Nashville Speedway and the Federated Auto Parts 250. We'll be right back, folks.
Of the Federated Auto Parts 250 on TNN is brought to you by Federated Auto Parts Store. Professional advice, brand name parts. By Chevrolet. One car company has won more races in the history of NASCAR. Genuine Chevrolet. And by Duraliner. Beating the leader is tough.
A sudden shower has not dampened the enthusiasm of these race fans or teams here in the Craftsman Truck Series. And, Buddy, these 2 weeks are pretty incredible. 4 racetracks in 14 days. And all tracks that these trucks have never been on before. Last week at Watkins Glen, today at Nashville, Thursday at Richmond, and then Sunday at Loudon, New Hampshire. So it is quite a stretch. Why don't we go right to the front of the field and talk to the fellows who have been the fastest qualifiers for this event and give them, get their thoughts about Hell Week on the Truck Series circuit. Here's Randy Pemberton.
Well, the pole sitter, third man in the points as we head into this race here at Nashville, Jack Sprague. Right now he's not going too fast because we're having that rainstorm that just flew through here. Jack, I know that you guys are third place in the points, but you got 3 races coming up in a matter of just a few days. How are you and your team going to handle that?
Well, we're in pretty good shape. You know, we brought this truck here to Nashville. This is not one of our favorite trucks, but it's running pretty good. You know, the Hendrick guys have done a great job, and this Quaker State Chevrolet's running good. It's sitting on the pole, and it seems to be pretty good. So we got 2 brand new trucks for the next 2 races, and we feel like we're in good shape.
Okay, turn your thoughts to this event here in Nashville today. I know there's a little track surface in question that possibly the track might be a little rough on you guys. What about the patience factor? At least you're starting up front.
Yeah, that's definitely a good thing. You know, the track's been tearing up, but seems like the races we've won have been on abstract conditions. Milwaukee tore up, and Nazareth was wet, but hey, you never know. You know, this like I said, the Quaker State Chevrolet's running awful good, and we'll get this thing dried out here, and it won't take too long.
Okay, Jack Sprague, he's your pole sitter. We have 250 laps, 149 miles today at Nashville, USA, and boy, we're going to see a great race here in just a little while. Mike?
Thanks, Randy. This is just a little localized shower. There was a dark rain cloud coming in from the west, and it just decided about the time we cued the national anthem that it would make its appearance known here in Nashville. Well, Jack Sprague is on the pole. He's won 3 times this year. He is third in the points. The series defending champion sits now second in the point standings with 5 victories. He has led much of the way this season, but Mike Skinner is also waiting to go as the umbrellas come out. Let's go back to Randy.
Well, I'm shading him from the raindrops, so maybe we can get an interview. Mike, you're sitting there second in the points, having a heck of a year. What about this race here today at Nashville?
Well, if we can get it to quit raining, we'll get started here and, see what happens. Really looking forward to this race getting underway. We're running pretty good here, and hopefully we can get us another win.
You're in this points race with Jack Sprague, the pole sitter, Hornaday, now leading the points race. You guys should be contenders today. How do you play this with 9 races to go? Do you have to have some patience trying to make that points run?
You got to top 5 them. You know, we just got to keep finishing the top 5, and just as it gets closer, then we change our strategy. But right now, 9 races to go. We don't need to win this race. We'd love to win it, don't get me wrong, but we need a top 5 finish. If we can just keep top 5 finishes from here on out, I think we'll have a good shot at it. But, basically the thing we got to do right now is beat the 16 and the 24. And if they beat us this week, we're going to beat them next week if we can.
Okay, no question about it. He knows how to points race. The guy that owns this truck has won 6 Winston Cup titles, and that's Richard Childress.
Boy, that's big picture racing as described by Mike Skinner. Of the front 4 drivers on the grid, they have won 13 of the 15 races so far. 3 for Sprague, 5 for Skinner, 2 for Mike Bliss, and 3 for Ron Hornaday Jr.
who is the present point leader. We'll try to get a word with him in a moment. So Hornaday, 3 victories, and currently he is number 1 in the standings. He and Skinner battled through much of the season last year. Well, buddy, we were here in the early spring for the Busch Grand National Series race, the first race on the brand new surface here. It had been about 25 seasons since the track had been completely repaved. The surface, well, it held up pretty well under the assault of 3,400-pound cars, but there was a little trouble with it, and the trucks, things have kind of been off and on here.
Well, Mike, what happens is there's so much heat that gets into a black surface like this that it brought the oil to the surface, and the cars at that particular time really run through the corners on a green racetrack, and they got so much bite that they actually pull part of the racetrack up. I think they have that problem pretty well solved, but they still have a bit of a problem with a little bit of peeling, which the racetrack is naturally going to do. So hopefully today we'll have a great race, and they'll be able to run more than just one groove around here through the corners.
You can see the track is still wet, but the rain has stopped. The covers are coming off the trucks. Let's go back down to Randy and meet the point leader.
Well, once this rain does go away, it's going to get hot, and it's already been hot all year long for the points contenders. Ron Hornaday, you're leading the points race and qualified well here today. You're starting 4th. What about it here today?
Well, I'll tell you, the Napa Chevrolet's been running great all year, but I think this rain's going to help us. You know, we were talking last night with Nascar, and we didn't know how to keep the track from coming apart because he's, you know, so abrasive tires we've got. I should say the trucks are so heavy where the track was tearing up a little bit. So we're talking about watering it down, and this rain just helped us out. It's quit raining right now, so they'll dry the track. We're ready to go.
I watched you guys in practice yesterday, all of you. It seemed to be really hot in the cockpit of these trucks. What about going the distance today? You're a young, spry guy, but will it get hot in there?
It sure will. I mean, you know, right now with these 9-to-1s, we're got a lot of carburetor to it, and Dennis Fisher builds a heck of a motor. So we just, you know, got to put a little heat pad on your feet, and the guys did a nice thing for me and put a little air conditioner in the vent window for me. So it hasn't been too hot, too bad in that Napa Chevrolet. So we'll see what we can do.
Okay, good luck this afternoon. They're rolling the trucks off from the racetrack here, and they're going to get the track sweepers out here and dry it off.
And we'll get some more words from Randy down below there in a bit. They're already starting to dry the track. A bit of sad news to report from Nashville this morning. Bob Harmon, the longtime promoter of racing series throughout the South, and for the last couple of seasons, he's really turned this track around. He is not here this afternoon. His wife of 31 years, Helen, passed away overnight from respiratory difficulties. Helen Harmon was 68, and we extend all of our sympathies to the entire Harmon family. We'll be right back to Nashville after this. Drivers stayed over at Opryland, the official destination of NASCAR. For more information on Opryland, call 615-889-6611 weekdays. While we're on the subject, the TNN Salute to Motorsports returns to Opryland in 1997. Mark those dates on your calendar, June 25th through the 29th. Call Opryland Monday through Friday for details. Well, the rain has stopped, and Buddy's pointed out there's some dry spots on the racetrack already.
Yeah, it's where all the trucks are parked. You see them between there. I tell you what, though, it won't take long because the sun looks like it's just about to pop out here, and once it does, this racetrack will dry because it's been dry all day up till just now, and it won't take long to dry.
They're going to roll the trucks down off into an area on the track apron down in turn number 1. We talked about 4 drivers who between them have won 13 of the 15 racers. Let's meet the 4th of that quartet. Here's Randy.
Well, Mike Bliss gets an opportunity to visit with his pit crew here. It looks like they're going to dry it out, Mike. You've had a heck of a year, got a couple of wins, qualified up front here today, had a little practice yesterday. What about your truck? Can you win here?
Well, yeah, it's hard to say. We had a good truck yesterday. We ran about 20 laps. It was pretty good. Now the rain came, changed the track conditions. You just don't know. I'm glad I'm starting up front so we can just kind of stay out of trouble and try to mess with the truck during the day and in between our stops.
A lot of people talking about Heck Week coming up because you got three races coming up in just a matter of days. How well is your team prepared for that?
Well, we got a truck for every race. You know, hopefully we don't have to use every truck because we'd like to use this one on to Richmond. But if we do have a truck and a motor for every race. So I feel good about that, and the guys do too. And we're in good shape at the shop.
Okay, good luck this afternoon, Mike.
Thanks a lot.
Mike Spotzer, Automotive Service Excellence, has 25 students here as guests of the track, earning 2-year associate degrees with a guaranteed job to follow in the Ford Asset Program being administered at Nashville State Tech and the Tennessee Technology Center. They spend half their time in class, half their time working at the dealership, getting ready to earn a living as auto mechanics. Well, the track a little damp, but already the trucks are working up in turns 3 and 4 as the track trucks, that is, as the race trucks are being moved down onto the track apron so they can get around. And already, buddy, we are seeing just a few little patches in the asphalt that are drying. It was a very hard shower, but it was a very quick one. It sent everybody scurrying for cover here at the Speedway, and the covers coming up on the trucks sent everybody running for cover except Lisa Stewart, who gamely stayed out there and performed the national anthem for us. Lisa's with us on the guest mic, and
that's her you hear.
Help!
Oh, there I am. There I am. I wasn't sure my mic was on.
Well, welcome. And
Thank you.
Now that's tough duty. Not singing in the Gene Kelly singing in the rain. Now that was a movie, but that can't be easy to concentrate on what you're doing while you're sitting there getting pelted with a shower.
Well, I just kept hoping it would stop so we can start this race.
And it finally has. Now, you are no stranger to stock car racing. I think every time we come here to do a bush race or the Mark Colley race, there's Lisa in there rolling tires for somebody or or whatever. But
I've been a big fan of racing since '92. I did a video called Under the Light of Texaco, and Davey Allison was in that video with me, and that was my introduction to racing because I followed his career and we became friends, and so that was my introduction to racing, and I've been a fan ever since.
We found with most folks, if you can get people to a race, get somebody to explain to them just a little what this is about, you can make fans out of them right away.
Oh, man, let me tell you, you get hooked quick, especially if you get a chance to go down into the garage and the pit area. It's so much fun. It's so intriguing to watch them preparing the cars.
It's pretty intense.
Yeah, it really is.
Now, next month, we'll be back here for the Mark Colley Celebrity Race and the All-Pro Weekend. Are you going to drive?
You better believe it.
Have you been practicing?
No, actually, I did race in the Brooks and Dunn Tuesday night races, and I just was talking to someone earlier. I talked to Mark last night, and we were talking about coming down to the track and just kind of practicing for the race, and getting a few friends together and just coming and running the Legends, so that we can put on a good show.
For sure.
Yeah.
Well, it's all a show, and it's for a good cause, and we don't
cause.
Kix and Ronnie care who wins, because usually they fight it out between the two of them, but it's a lot of fun. You got any tips for Lisa, buddy?
Oh, come on now.
Lisa, wow. She got some killer eyes or what?
You're so sweet.
All
just
right.
turn left, right? Is that my tip? That's usually what people say.
I don't ever see him speechless, but
stay on that right pedal. That left one will get you in trouble. People will run over you. Stay on the throttle.
That's
it.
True.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. When you get a car down here for the Mark Colley race, we'll get Buddy on the radio, give you some coaching.
That'd be great.
Speedway radio.
Well, I think Randy Humphrey's a good friend of mine. I think I'm going to be driving one of Randy's cars.
Great.
E. Chapman. Yeah. So.
Folks, it's the Mark Colley Celebrity Race. It's Wednesday, October 9th, here at the Speedway. There's a VIP concert the night before at the Wild Horse Saloon. VIP tickets are available to the public. And come on out here and see the race. Admission's only $10. You can see a lot of your favorite country stars and a lot of your favorite NASCAR stars, too. And we're going to go and tear up the track, probably literally. I know we're going to tear up a few cars, but we're going to have a lot of fun. So it should be great. Also here at the Speedway, the Com Day to 200, October 12th, Saturday, for late model stock cars. That's on TNN. And October 13th, the Slim Jim All-Pro Series is in for the Mannheim Auctions All-America 400. That is Sunday, October 13th here on TNN. So we hope you'll join us. When we come back, the track will be dry. We promise. So stay with us right here on the Nashville Network. We'll be right back to Nashville.
Auto Parts 250 on TNN is brought to you by Nicotrol. 6 weeks, 1 step. Take control with Nicotrol. And by Tangy Heinz 57 steak sauce. Let's eat.
Welcome back to Nashville Speedway, USA. The track is indeed drying. Let's go down with one of the leading drivers of the Dodge contingent. Here's Randy.
Well, we've been waiting for Dodge to win all year long. Coming off his best career finish in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series, Rich Bickle in the Cummings Dodge. Rich, we're waiting for you to stick one of these things in victory lane. What about today?
Well, we're running pretty good. We ran really good in practice with Cummings Dodge, but, we've had 3 top 5s in a row. We've turned the team and turned the program around a little bit. Just kind of looking for a good day. I kind of want to start on the inside here, but hopefully we can get down the bottom, but we're looking forward to having a good day.
What about track conditions here? Is it important to get to the bottom as quickly as possible because it's a 1.5 lane racetrack as of right now?
Well, there's not 2 grooves really, and the problem is that the track started coming up a little bit Thursday. They kind of got a handle on it, I think, and they put some of the dust, the powder down to secure it.
we ran the last practice yesterday and ran 30-some laps, and it seemed to be pretty good. So, but still, you get right front and gets up and out of the groove and gets some of the stuff and then marbles a little bit, and it's going to be tough to be out there. About everybody got out of their truck besides you. Heck, I figured I got to get back in anyway, so why get out? Rich Bickle.
Rich Bickle ready to race. He and Jimmy Hensley among the leading Dodges on the tour, as the trucks are now getting railed back into position back on pit road so they can finish up with the track drying and get things cleaned up here and ready to roll. Buddy, have you been in a Legends car?
Oh, yeah. I tell you what, they're not a toy. You look at them and they're downsized, but when you push on the throttle, you get a pretty good ride. I've run for a lot of modifieds in my racing career, and as far as acceleration, they'll outrun 90% in comparison as far as the weight ratio. They're rockets. You drove one in Charlotte, as a matter of fact.
Yeah, Charlotte and up at Stafford. They are a lot of fun. But now, Lisa, these country stars come in, and everybody knows they're here to play. Everybody knows that they're not professional racers and that they're here just to have a good time.
Right.
Baloney.
These people get so serious.
Well,
I can't believe it.
And especially now, this is the third year for the Mark Colley race, and I think it got a lot of artists into buying the cars, and so they have really become a lot more competitive. I even went to a driving school, because you don't want to be embarrassed when you get here, and it's so much fun. It is fun, but you're right, it's not a toy. I mean, it can be really. I've crashed a couple times, and it was not very fun. I mean, I got a couple bruises from crashes, but the cars, I guess, are made to be wrecked.
Well, they're pretty strong.
No.
They're made.
Sure they are, buddy.
Let's make that a little more politically correct. They're made to be safe. That's the important thing. Is they're made to be safe so that they can take a hit and you can come back out and have some fun.
Yeah.
That's the important thing. It's Wednesday, October 9th, and we hope you can be here at the Speedway, or it'll be telecast eventually on TNN. So we get to see Lisa and Brooks and Dunn, the defending champions, out here next year. And a lot of these folks will be here. We hope you will, too. They're drying the track, and the sun is back out here in Nashville. So we're going to be racing here shortly.
Now the Auto Week Weekend Racing, brought to you by Auto Week Magazine, America's only enthusiast weekly. Last week at Bristol, Rusty Wallace won his 5th race of the season, but still, Terry Labonte is on top of the Nascar Winston Cup point race. Jeff Gordon remains in 2nd, and Dale Jarrett took 3rd from Dale Earnhardt, who lost some ground after finishing 24th. More driver change announcements for next year. Rick Bass will drive the number 75 Butch Mott car, and John Andretti leaves Trenefus Haas to drive the number 98 for Cale Yarborough. Now let's talk to you about Auto Week. Auto Week has a special offer just for TV viewers. Call 1-800-232-1520 for 52 weeks of Auto Week for only $19.95, the lowest price ever, and $100 off the newsstand price. Don't put it off. This special won't last forever. Call now and get Auto Week every week.
Pace truck running around Nashville Speedway here, and the sun is very quickly drying this racetrack. One fellow knows this track like the back of his hand, and Randy's with him.
Well, Butch Miller's sitting here talking to us about how many times he's won. A little bit of a surprise, but you've won on this racetrack before, but then they went and repaved it on you.
The neat part about it is the only thing they did is change the color, because it's the same old asphalt. It's the same old bumps, and they left everything there they were supposed to leave. We just need to get this asphalt the way it's supposed to be. And, rain, that's terrible. I think in this case it's the best thing could happen. It's going to cool that racetrack down. It's going to make it so we can run 2x2. I think it's the best thing.
Butch, what about your season so far? Haven't been able to stick a Nascar Craftsman truck in victory lane, but I guess today's as good a day as any.
This is our best shot of the year, because we weren't capable of qualifying for the pole, but that thing is fast. It runs. If we have a long green, that thing's fast at the end of a long green. It doesn't go away, and I think that's really important here. If it's anything like the old Nashville track, that's the way the old Nashville. You had to have something that would run for a long time and stay straight, and that's what we've got.
No question about it. Butch Miller knows how to get it done today. Don't be surprised if he goes to victory lane this afternoon. Mike?
He's been a winner on places like here at Nashville, and he won a truck race at Colorado. Who are those two guys in Richard Petty sunglasses?
I don't know. The one on the right there, I don't know. I chased that guy right there, but he looks better in a cowboy hat. He needs that cowboy hat instead of that thing he's got on there.
That's a Cummins diesel cap, as Richard Petty is interviewed to the crowd here at Nashville Speedway, USA. He, of course, owns the Rich Bickle truck. The track is drying nicely. A lot of gray showing up in the asphalt, so we'll take a break from Nashville Speedway USA and come back and go racing. Store of NASCAR's NASCAR Thunder, now open at Gwinnett Place Mall in Atlanta and Hames Mall in Winston-Salem, coming soon to Knoxville, Tennessee. Westtown Mall in late September. Look for one opening in your area soon. You know, all season long, the Ortho truck has had those big green spikes of grass for Ortho lawn chemicals for Doug George. Where are they?
Well, they're still green on the nose, Mike.
Yeah, but gosh, it's hard to see from this angle, buddy, but they've cut the grass. It's all nicely trimmed just down along the bottom. You'll see it when the trucks get running. Yep, the lawn manicurist has been out there on that paint job. And, folks, you can see we've had absolutely nothing else to talk about. That's not true. This track is just about ready to go racing. It is really, really lightened up here, and we're about ready to go. Let's go back to Randy on pit road.
Well, we've talked to some of the guys of the top dogs that are getting ready to start this race. This is one of the top crew chiefs in the business, Rich Burgess, Mike Skinner's crew chief. What about this rain? We're going to dry the track off. Any concerns for you as a wrench?
Well, it's probably going to tighten it up a little bit, and the tire wear might be a little bit, more significant now to wash some of the rubber off. But, everybody's going to be in the same boat on that, and we'll just have to try to deal with the best we can.
Heck of a points battle. What about from your perspective? How well are you guys prepared for the next 9 races?
I think we're in pretty good shape right now. That's where we just try to keep trying to be as prepared as possible. And right now things have been going good the last couple races, and this next 3 races is going to be a tough one. So let's hope we can come out good.
Okay, we'll keep an eye on it this afternoon. See what kind of calls you make during these breaks to get Mike Skinner victory lane.
All right, thank you.
Boy, there's a lot of deal making going on at the racetrack here. Talking about driver changes for the Truck Series for next year. Mike Skinner, of course, moves up to Winston Cup. A lot of questions on who will fill that seat in the number 3 truck. There are 3 names that come to prominence.
Jack Rouse's going to have 2 trucks in the series next year.
Chuck Bound will be driving one. He'll be on the circuit full time. Teammate to Joe Ruttman. The 3 names that seem to swirl around the 3 truck: Jay Sauter from out of the Midwest, Steve Park, the NASCAR modified ace, Dennis Setzer from down in North Carolina are the 3 names heard most often. Of course, those are just rumors. Now, a couple of other changes, I'm sure, will go along here. Walker Evans will probably have a driver in that other truck as well. Got a lot of exciting drag racing this holiday weekend on TNN. Live from Indianapolis all weekend long at 5 p.m. today, then NHRA Wax Shop Dash. That's bike racing. 11 a.m. tomorrow. These are all Eastern Time. NHRA Today, a live 1-hour special. At 5 o'clock tomorrow, the Big Bud Shootout with the funny cars. And on Monday, Labor Day, celebrate your holiday right here on TNN Motorsports with the live final rounds of the U.S. Nationals. Here is part of TNN's live coverage. In about 10 minutes, they're going to fire the engines and let them go. Meanwhile, the trucks are racing down the backstretch into Turn 3, dragging tires to dry the track. We'll be right back to Nashville after this. During and after the race, check out NASCAR online on the World Wide Web at NASCAR.com. It's your 24-hour NASCAR garage pad. Radio clips, video, statistics, standings, updates, and history. You'll find it on NASCAR online. You can see how dry that racetrack looks, except for down at the track apron there where the trucks were parked and where hopefully nobody goes. Let's go back down to the starting grid. Here is Randy with one of the veterans of this tour, the 9th place point man.
Well, that's veteran Joe Ruttman. Will start 12th today. Didn't want me to say it, but that's okay, Joe. That's not such a bad qualifying effort. You guys have struggled this year with this Ford. Haven't been able to get to victory lane, but maybe today's the day?
I think so. This is an awesome operation. There's just no question about it. And it is phenomenal, the fact that the lack of success we've had, just little things has bit us at the wrong time. And it's mind-boggling. Each race I go to, I shouldn't be mired back as far as I am in this race here, but it's just I shake my head when I go away from the race saying, well, Watkins Glen, we should have run a lot better. And the boys are really good on the road course, and I kind of let them down there. We were chasing the thing, never did get it right, but I would say here we would run good all practice, and then I come to qualify, and I didn't get the lick in that I needed to. It's going to be a little difficult to pass here, but I was out practicing on the high side, so maybe I'll broom that high groove off and give them hell.
Okay, Joe Ruttman with a lot of experience. He knows how to get it done. Likewise for Butch Miller, several of these guys. We don't know who's going to go to victory lane, so stay tuned, and we'll find out in a little while.
Well, you better let Joe go because they have called the drivers back to their trucks. I'm going to send those trucks out there, get a little more heat in the racetrack, and get ready to go racing here under green. Bill Sedgwick is strapped in there to Darrell Waltrip, Sears diehard machine. And at the front of the pack, 4 drivers with 13 wins between them in 15 races. Jack Sprague on the pole, Mike Skinner alongside Mike Bliss and Ron Hornaday. So we can give you a lot of green flag racing. Let's sneak one more break in right here as they're about to fire the engines and get racing here at Nashville Speedway, USA. We'll be right back. Back to Nashville, the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series underway today. First time at this speedway for the Federated Auto Parts 250. Bright sunshine is back, and those tires they're dragging around the racetrack are really steaming. So we're just a couple minutes away here from a start for this race. 250 laps the distance, and the format of this race, it will be run in thirds. Somewhere around lap 75 to 85, a caution period thrown for the purpose of bringing the cars, trucks to pit road, getting tires and fuel, and they send them back out. And then the traditional halftime break will actually take place at the 2/3 mark, about lap 180. They'll have the 5-minute halftime where they can make changes to these trucks and get them ready to rock it for the last third of this race. Let's see who goes to victory lane. Dick Byrne from La Crosse, Wisconsin is the man. And here's the command. And we're ready to go racing finally here in Nashville, Tennessee. Today's starting lineup brought to you by Chevrolet. One car company has won more races in the history of NASCAR, genuine Chevrolet. On the front row, Jack Sprague, a 3-time winner this year, and Mike Skinner. 5 victories for the number 2 point man. They're both in Chevrolet. In row 2, Mike Bliss has 2 victories. He's in a Ford. Ron Hornaday Jr. is the point leader with 3 wins in a Chevy. Row number 3, there's that surprise from North Carolina, Randy Renfro, and right alongside is Rich Bickle, a Ford and a Dodge in the 3rd row. Row number 4, Butch Miller knows his way to victory lane here. He's in a Ford, and handsome Harry Gant in a Chevrolet. Row number 5, 19-year-old Nathan Butke in a Chevy, and Michael Dawkins from Florida, he's in a Chevrolet. Jimmy Hensley's Dodge lines up in row number 6, the number 6 point man with Joe Rutland's Ford. In row 7, Doug George in the Ortho Ford, and Dave Rezendes, who won the opener of this season, he's in a Ford. Row number 8, Rick Corelli, who's got 1 victory this year, and Johnny Chapman in the 2nd Walker Evans Dodge. 9th row, Dodge mounted is Bob Keselowski, and starting his 2nd ever Truck Series race, Steve Mendenhall in a Chevy. Brian Refner, the series leading rookie in a Ford, and Bobby Gill out of Georgia in a Ford truck. There's Bill Sedgwick from the West Coast, former Winston West champ in a Chevy, and Terry Cook out of Sandusky, Ohio in a Chevrolet. Local driver Mark Day from Clarksville in a Ford, and T.J. Clark from Arizona in a Chevrolet. 16 years old, Casey Atwood from Antioch, Tennessee in a Chevy, and Frank Kimmel from Clarksville, Indiana in a Chevrolet. Florida's John Nemechek in a Chevy, and Indiana, Andy Hillenberg, also in a Chevrolet. Row 15, Billy Ogle from Knoxville, and Ken Allen from Shelby, North Carolina in Chevys. Bob Breback, Ford from Wisconsin, and Lance Norris has switched from the Dodge to a Ford. He'll carry an onboard camera today. They're provisional starters, as are Walker Evans, 17th in the points with his Dodge from California, and from the state of Washington, former motocross champ Mike Hurlbert in a Ford truck. 34 starters this afternoon, almost $250,000 at stake. You'll be riding along with Mike Bliss, the Automotive Service Excellence Ultra Wheels Ford. There's the race cam and the roof cam. There's the roof cam off the front of Mike's Ford from row number 2. Dave Rezendes, the QVC Ford of Jeff Bodine, QVC Precision Gear, looking over his shoulder. And the forward view from the top center of the roof on Rezendes' truck. A left rear cam on the left rear down tube roll bar, and there's one on the right rear as well. Not on the bumper, but on the down tube, that diagonal tube of the roll bar. Brian Refner, the 1-800-COLLECT Ford. Simo Irvin Racing, number 44. Roof cam. Refner, who is going to be the rabbit, buddy.
That's what he's doing right now. He's going to run the groove all the way down through 1 and 2. As you see right now, he's starting down the back straightaway. Truck looks very stable. Looks good. I think you're ready to go racing.
In 2 laps, we will. Lance Norrick will also be carrying an in-car camera today. Out of Oklahoma City, the Mecklenburg Duncan Ford. The 1884 Pro Race machine. And there's the rear cam on Norrick. And, boy, the folks at Boykin are brave. They put a front bumper cam on Lance Norrick's truck. Let's hope it's still there at the end of the day. Front bumper cam.
That's like makeup on Mike Tyson. I wouldn't do that. No way.
See it there in the headlight door? That left headlight door is where that camera is actually located. That's a little hard to hit. I remember once in New Hampshire in the modified race, we put a front bumper cam on Jimmy Spencer. Yeah.
42 seconds it lasted.
Said how long it's going to be last? And I think Neil said, well, it'll be good for the pace lap.
That's it.
Today, $250,000 at stake for these trucks. 250 laps, 149 miles of distance. And David Wesselman from Cincinnati, Ohio, is the man who will have the green flag in hand in 1 lap. You get goosebumps?
Oh, yeah. I love it when the race starts. The sounds, the engines.
Yeah.
Boy, it's exciting. I love being right down there in the infield.
We'll also be able to listen in on Mike Bliss, Dave Resendi.
Truck takes off, you'll hear from me.
You got Nascar, I'm off again.
The teams, as you hear, they scan NASCAR as well as their own communications. Keep in touch with the tower there. Also, Brian Refner will have his in-car radios as well.
Mike, the pace truck just pulled off. They're starting down towards the green flag here.
Well, which one of these hardheads is going to lead the first lap?
Boy, oh boy. It's so important. You see there on the 24, Jack Sprague gets a jump, and Hornaday drives right up under to take over to the inside, going down the back straightaway, trying to get up under Mike Skinner as they head down the back straightaway.
3 trucks fighting for the championship, 3 trucks fight for the lead, the same 3. Sprague in green, Hornaday in blue, and Skinner in black.
You see Skinner getting a little bit sideways coming off turn 4, Mike, but he got it back under control really quick.
Field goes single file, Sprague, Hornaday, Skinner, and Bliss. Rich Bickle is up into the 5th spot. Randy Renfro is 6th, Harry Gann is 7th, and Butch Miller 8th. Boy, they went single file in a hurry.
Well, the preferred line on this racetrack is right around that yellow line through the corners, and to get there is so important. The outside's a bit slick yet.
You ride with Mike Bliss. Look at the back end of Skinner's truck stand. Whoa, all out of shape.
Well, as the tires get hotter, they'll get better bite, but the first part of a race is very touchy anyhow because you don't have heat built up in the tires yet.
You see how nice the grass is trimmed on the bottom of Doug George's truck there, number 21?
I bet Joe Ruttman would like to get just on the inside of him going in the corner. You see him have to give up position there and let the 21 truck get by because the outside, you just can't run there yet.
Rick Corelli right with him and Joe Ruttman in number 80. Looking in is the 19 of Donnie Chapman in that battle. In the second Dana Spicer machine. Good race here. Now, Ruttman said he wanted to try to work in that high groove, but, buddy, I think it's going to be a little while before that comes in.
I think Ruttman was talking more than he wanted to do. I don't know many people. Oh, we have trouble on the back straightaway.
And 6, 7 trucks pile up and hard. The last 2 in. See on the right side, number 90, that's Lance Norrick. He was the last truck to pile in, couldn't get stopped. And the Charles Zahn in the number 50 pulling away here.
That's T.J. Clark in the 23 on the outside, the 15 there, Bobby Gill.
The 50 truck there. Oh, there's our front bumper cam. Lisa, you jinxed it.
I didn't jinx it. Oh, man.
50 R&J Motorsports machine. Now, yesterday, that R&Z Motorsports truck on that taillight panel, I'm not kidding, folks, it said the end is near. And they took that off there for today, and I think the end is here for that truck for this afternoon. Well, they've got a mess to clean up back there, folks. 15 is in it. That's Bobby Gill. He's spun around. T.J. Clark has a part of that incident, and I don't think we'll have front bumper cam again for a while, buddy.
Yeah, well, I mean, on a short track, it's going to get it. Now, whoever put that there just said, okay, this is going to happen because it just can't survive on the short track.
Mark Day of Clarksville is in, now climbing out. There's Lance Norrick. He wants to get that truck back and get it fixed. He wants to get back in this race. Let's try to show you what happened here coming out of turn number 2.
Well, Mike, this is absolutely the most narrow part of the racetrack, and back straightaway, when you come off that corner, it's trying to go out towards the wall, and if anybody spins in front of you, it's just chain reaction.
So the pace truck picks up Jack Sprague. Let's try this again. So Lance Norrick gets hooked up. He'll be hauled off to the pit area and try to get that truck back into this event. But it's a quick caution early on here at Nashville.
Exclusive coverage of the Federated Auto Parts 250 on CNN is brought to you by Chevrolet. One car company has won more races in the history of NASCAR. Genuine Chevrolet. And by the more than 1,400 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts.
Working on Mark Day's truck, and there the hood is up on young Casey Atwood, the 16-year-old making his Truck Series debut. Got into that one. Bobby Gill was involved, and let's show you what happened here. Oh, it looked like 48 there.
You see Casey there on the bottom in the 48 truck. He just come on the very bottom part of the racetrack and got caught up in there.
There it starts. The 50 truck, Mark Day, gets around.
Yeah, he turns around. Now watch, you can see there's no visibility on the outside, so everybody dives to the inside of the racetrack. You see the truck come over, and everybody just kind of piles in on him on the inside.
Let's go to Randy.
There's a bunch of guys that can't seem to get a break in this series. Bobby Gill, you're one of them. Involved in that wreck, how did you see it from your standpoint?
The truck 50 in front of us lost it coming off of turn 2 there and just turned sideways, and we slowed down, and the truck behind us just kept piling in on top of us. Really, there's nowhere for nobody to go anywhere.
You seem to be okay. Any chance at all of getting that truck back out there?
No, trucks were pretty bad. The Nashville Auto Auction and L.C. Smith Ford, they won't be competing the rest of the day.
Bobby, this makes it tough when you talk about a bunch of races coming up in a row. What about it for you guys?
Well, that was really the only truck we had, but we got somebody we think we could rent a truck for the next 2 races.
Wow, talk about a tough break. Mike?
Randy, at least 4 cars look to be out of the event as a result of that. The 50 of Mark Day. This is Lance Norrick. His truck out of Oklahoma City being worked on. There is P.J. Clark from Chandler, Arizona. Going to have a long week. This young fella, the question's been asked. I'm sure you're wondering, how does a 16-year-old get a license to run in the Truck Series? And Dennis Huth said, first we review his resume. He raced go-karts from the age of 10 to 14, then raced up at Highland Rim Speedway on the short track for the last 2 seasons, and this year he's raced late models here at Nashville. So he came in with a good short track resume. NASCAR allowed him to practice. They watched him in practice, how he handled himself, how he acted around the other trucks. And after the practice said, all right, we're going to allow you to compete. And he said, as long as he's out there and he's holding his own, giving a good account of himself and not being a hazard to other drivers, they do everything strictly on a case-by-case basis and evaluate performance. And they said he had sufficient experience and poise on the racetrack to run in this series.
Well, Mike, this wreck, he had absolutely nothing to do with it. He just got there, and there was a tremendous pileup in front of him, and you just don't go from 125, 30 miles an hour to 0 in 15 seconds. I mean, he just got caught up.
So, Lisa, you still want to go racing after that?
Absolutely.
Okay, well, we're going to look forward to Mark Colley's Celebrity Race, and we're going to have a lot of fun with that. You and the Federated folks have a great time tonight at the concert. Wish we could be there.
Thank you. I wish you could too.
Okay, thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
We'll be right back to Nashville Speedway, USA, and clean up and get racing again after this. They're running as we get ready to go back to green. Jack Sprague, Ron Hornaday, Mike Skinner, Mike Bliss. Here's what Lance Norrick saw. As that happened, we'll go racing in 1 lap. That hurt from up here. Randy?
the front of T.J. Clark's Chevy. T.J., tough hit for you. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. It was a tough hit. A couple guys in front of me went around. A lot of traffic. I tried to avoid it. Got hit from behind, turned around, and then got hit head on. So it was a pretty hard hit. It's unfortunate, but I got a great team. I got great people behind me. We'll just get it back together for Richmond. I'd like to say thanks to my team owners, Jim and Holly, and to my kids. I'd like to say hi, Spencer and Candace out there, and we're fine. We'll be back.
Okay, green flag out. That won't be the last yellow flag today.
I think you're right, Randy. As Jack Sprague takes off here, there's Joe Ruttman, buddy. He's trying that outside already.
He's trying the outside, but I don't think it'll work for him. You see he's back in line now, going down the back straightaway.
Well, got to pass Doug George on that restart. Now Corelli's on the outside as Hornaday just about shoves Jack Sprague down the straightaway.
Hornaday wants the lead. You see him looking to the inside. He's just about a half a truck length below the 24 truck there, but he can't make the move.
Three-truck battle for the championship, three-truck battle for the lead right here. No surprise.
You see Mike Skinner in third place there in the three-truck. He's just waiting for those guys to just start racing really hard, and maybe he'll get an opening and get into the lead himself.
Off turn 2, back straight away. How close can they get?
I think that was up close and personal there. I think he may have given him a little nudge there, but he hadn't really hit him and turned him sideways or anything. You see, these guys race very hard. There goes Hornaday on the outside.
And Skinner's going to try to go with him.
Whoa, there's a lot of contact there. Hornaday was very lucky to hold on to that truck as he went through the corner.
Riding with Mike Bliss. It's now a four-car battle for the lead. Bliss is right there as a result of that side-by-side racing. And Rich Bickle puts the Dodge up into fifth. Five-truck battle now. Here's Butch Miller on the outside.
Harry Gant, the 33 truck coming off. You see, kind of just took a little slide out there.
Seventh place battle. Joe Ruttman has might have had a tire go down. He is on pit road for left side tire. Tough break for Ruttman. Skinner for the lead. Under Hornaday, nothing going to happen there. Almost. Hornaday says not now. And now the freight train has expanded to 10 trucks.
Well, I mean, it don't get any closer than this. And that's why the grandstands at all the truck races that I've been to this year are full. These guys race, they hit a little bit, they paint the red paint, but when they get out at halftime, they're not mad. They just know it's good, hard racing.
You know, buddy, I was at Loudon, New Hampshire. Thursday, we tested our car up there. We're going to race up there Sunday and Monday this weekend. And they said they expect next weekend for the truck race that, except for Winston Cup, it'll be the biggest crowd in the history of New Hampshire International Speedway to come see these trucks next weekend.
The reason is, look at this. 20 trucks just nose to tail as they go down in turn 3 there. You can put a piece of paper between the first 10 trucks as they come off the corner here.
Well, now, the way this field is all accordion together, is Hornaday holding them up?
I think Hornaday's running a very good line right now, and they're just behind him there. There is a little bit of draft, even on a half-mile racetrack, so when they get in line like that, they really run clean.
Let's check with Randy.
Tire pressure is critical all over the NASCAR series. The Busch races, the Cup races, and here in the truck races. I talked to the crew chief on the 16 truck earlier this morning. Said that truck won't even come in until about 30 laps. So we're just starting to see where the 16 truck might start picking up a little bit of speed. So that's where they've got their setup.
He's got a truck length on Mike Skinner right now, Randy. Back down in turn number 1, Skinner narrows that gap right up. Sprague in third. Randy Renfro.
Hello, that's Mr. Harry Gant going by on the inside with just a little nudge there to get his attention. You see Randy Renfro, once he wiggled just a little bit, Butch Miller just got right on the inside and takes that spot too.
So the Ray-Vestas Ford moves up a notch. And Renfro, who started fifth, still giving a good account of himself. Right now in front of the 75 of Nathan Bucky, a Randleman, Spears Manufacturing Chevy. Well, the front three are beginning to stretch it out just a tiny bit. About 3 car lengths on fourth place Mike Bliss as we watch this battle. Harry Gant and Butch Miller.
I talked to Harry Gant. I said, are you going to do this again next year? He said, you bet. 11 times next year.
Now Sprague looking underneath Skinner.
I believe Mike Skinner may be just a little bit quicker than Hornaday, but he's not able to make that move to the inside to get the spot. I wouldn't be surprised to see them rub and gouge a little bit here in the next 5 laps or so.
Mike Bliss is right there. Filling up Bliss's rearview mirror is Rich Bickle in 5th, Harry Gant in 6th, Butch Miller in 7th, Randy Renfro in 8th, Nathan Buckey in 9th, and Jimmy Hensley in 10th. And it's Michael Dokken and Rick Corelli and Doug George. Little breathing room for the front two here. Not much.
Yeah, well, that was because just a lap ago, Mike Bliss tried to get by Sprague on the inside, and they raced down the front straightaway side by side. It lost a little bit of time to the first two.
Biggest lead anybody's had today is those two over Jack Sprague, 2 trunk lengths. Skinner right in Hornaday's tire track.
You know, it's always funny. Skinner said, all we want the top 5, but look how hard he's running right now. Race truck drivers, race car drivers, no matter what, main thing that they want to do is win races. They'll talk all about just taking it easy, wanting to finish in the top 5, but what they're really after is a win.
Yeah, and if we can't win, all we want is the top 5, right?
Exactly.
Okay. Randy talked to Ron Hornaday yesterday, asked him about where does he want to find a groove and a comfortable place to run on this racetrack.
As long as you got the truck to roll around the bottom, and that's what we've been shooting for. You know, I'm getting used to overdriving the truck getting in the corner. The last practice session, I learned once I back down and then roll through it, I got a faster time. So that's going to be the key, to keep the truck on the bottom, stay as close to the yellow line you can, and the race will be there.
The race is there. It's right behind him. That black shadow behind Hornaday's blue Napa truck, Mike Skinner in the Good Wrench Service Chevy. And they are opening up an advantage on Sprague now.
Yeah, Sprague's dropping off just a little bit, and just behind them, there's a great race between Mike Bliss, the 43 truck, and the 33 of Harry Gant. They are really going at it as you see them going through here. A little bump and run there as they go through, and Butch Miller in the 98 right behind them.
4th place is at stake. You're riding with 5th place Mike Bliss. That is the Cummins Diesel Dodge. Rich Bickle right behind. Bickle's got a busy schedule. He's going to run up, I guess, the Minnesota State Fair Monday.
Bickle is such a talented driver, and he's going to do a lot for Richard Petty's truck team. I think he's one of the best drivers out here. And
back straightaway, Ken Allen has let one go, and caution is out. Ken Allen out of Shelby, North Carolina, in the number 65. Came in here 20th in points, has one top 10 finish this season, and his day has gone up in smoke.
Where's he at?
In there somewhere. 36 laps completed, Nashville Speedway, USA. We'll be right back on TNN. They waved the green flag 1 lap ago, and Ron Hornaday took off from Joe Ruttman, who was trying to get his lap back. Remember, Ruttman stopped under green to change left side tires, so he's a lap down.
Well, he's got fresh new tires on the left side. He's making a move on Hornaday going down into turn 1, and he has that lap back.
Trouble up in turn 4. One truck has spun. Is that John Nemechek? Hard to read the number with it facing us here, but it has apparently smacked the wall and come around.
Mike, he's got a lot of damage to the left side of the truck, and you can see it even buckle the right rear quarter there. So, yeah, there's a lot of damage to this truck.
That is the Delco Remy Chevy of John Nemechek. Let's show you, right after they wave the green flag, this is the only time you'll see these two guys in the same picture is when they're in their trucks. They don't pose together very much.
No, that's not a big secret. That's not the odd couple or anything there. They don't like each other all that much right now. So there was a little bit of contact, but everybody drove away from it.
So Hornaday remains the leader. Skinner in second. In third is Sprague. In fourth is Bliss. In fifth, Rich Bickle. In sixth, Harry Gant. In seventh, Butch Miller. In eighth, Randy Renfro. Ninth, Jimmy Hensley. 10th is Nathan Buckey. 11th, Michael Dokken. And 12th is Rick Corelli. The caution was a big break for this man, Joe Ruttman.
Joe Ruttman's on a mission right now, and that truck was really flying, so I look for him to move right up to the front before the day's over.
Ruttman got a free pass and came all the way around because he had passed leader Ron Hornaday prior to the caution coming out. So he catches up to the tail end of this field. And I believe, Buddy, that may move him from 2 laps to only 1 lap down now.
Tremendous. Either way, anytime you make up a half a mile on your competitors this big at the end of the day, and you see Ruttman moving right back up there, and he'll try to get that second lap back.
And if he does, he'll be back on the lead lap.
Exactly. Well, he won't get the jump on Hornaday. He'll have to run him down again. I don't know what it is about anybody that runs with Earnhardt gets great starts. I don't know. Earnhardt gets great restarts, if you've ever noticed.
Truck making our life miserable back here. Green this time, be on your toes.
I think you heard Dave Resendiz there.
Green.
Hornaday gets a good jump, and Skinner is right with him. Skinner way up the track. Here comes Ruttman.
He didn't clean his tires. You could see it move right up the racetrack. Oh, a little contact from Ruttman there getting into turn 3. You see Skinner's truck just jump around a little bit. Here comes Jack Sprague on the inside trying to get underneath Skinner, but he doesn't make it.
Now, if you're Mike Skinner and you know Ruttman's got those fresh left sides, you try to follow him up and through past Hornaday?
I think right now Joe Ruttman's just driving the wheels off. I don't think he has that much advantage because everybody's cooled his tires. Ruttman's just driving wheels off that truck right now, trying to get back in the lead lap. You see him second right now to Hornaday in track position, trying to get back in the lead lap.
Joe Ruttman and the Jack Roush number 80, unsponsored. Those white quarter panels, the only thing on them is tire marks. They'd like to have a sponsor for that team. And Skinner is right there, too.
You see, right now, Joe Ruttman has absolutely nothing to lose. He's trying to get back in that lead lap. He moved to the outside. You can see Hornaday move over to kind of check that spot on him. But I think Ruttman's going to get back in the lead lap there, the way that truck's running.
Well, having Ruttman there is great for Hornaday. It gives him a cushion between himself and Mike Skinner in second place.
Absolutely, because, I mean, he's a truck length back no matter what you think right now, and I think Ruttman right now is just looking for the opportunity. He's much quicker than Hornaday, but he just can't quite get that track position to get that lap back.
And remember, the reason is that Ruttman came in, he had cut down a tire apparently, so he got fresh left side tires. We'll see how long that'll prove to be of advantage. Skinner is second, Sprague is third, Bliss is fourth, Bickle is fifth, sixth to Terry Gant. No change in the front 7, Butch Miller, Randy Renfro 8th. Back in ninth, Jimmy Hensley 10th now, Rick Corelli.
I think Hornaday right now realizes that the 80 truck there in second place with Ruttman, if he gets back in that lead lap, he could be a contender for the victory. So he's going to race him very hard to keep him in second.
I think you're right. And now, buddy, it looks like the advantage of those fresh left sides for Joe Ruttman is beginning to go away.
Yeah, because you see Skinner now is he's looking on the inside trying to make the move. At one time, Ruttman was really giving a lot of pressure there to Hornaday, but he can't keep the truck on the bottom part of the racetrack. It seems to wash out right in the center part of the corner.
Go back to the battle for 5th spot. Rich Bickle,
Harry Gant, Butch Miller, boy, I tell you what, it don't get any better than this. These guys have won races many, many times here. Harry Gant, especially in the 33 truck there, he's won in just about every kind of car or truck. I look for him to do well here.
Now, that's a 4-truck race for 5th. Sweet Potatoes in there.
Sweet.
I'm kidding. Randy Renfro is sponsored by North Carolina Sweet Potatoes in that Ford. In the 5th, Nathan Butke brings it around and may call it a day in the Spears Manufacturing 75. Now there's Renfro right side of your screen. He's the white truck in that battle. 5th on back. That's Bickle on the left, Gant, then Miller. You're riding with Mike Bliss in the ASE Ultra Wheels Ford.
Mike, you can see the back of this truck, how flat it is with that spoiler and all. It actually gets more down pressure on the back of the truck than a race car does. It gets a lot more down pressure. In the nose of the truck, you have a lot of problems with it floating around because you're getting so much bite from the rear of the truck.
for a bit there. That battle for 5th place on back. The Cummins Dodge of Rich Bickle. The Westview Financial Chevy, that's Harry Gant. The Ray-Vestas Ford of Butch Miller. And the Carolina Sweet Potato Ford, that's Randy Renfro.
Harry Gant looking on the inside of Bickle there every time they go down the straightaway. Kind of peeks to the inside just so he does not get a fixed set in the mirror of where he's at all the time.
Rick Corelli is about to join this group, the Remax Realty Chevy, number 6, closing on that pack. Now, this has been a good battle, buddy, the last couple laps. I've been watching Bill Sedgwick in the Die-Hard truck, and in turn 4, he just about turned Michael Dawkin around. You see some of the bumper missing there. I don't think that just fell off.
Yeah, you can see Bill Sedgwick. He's making the move now on the inside to take that spot away. They don't wait a long time in truck racing. They'll put that chrome horn on you.
No, but a good clean move by Sedgwick, and he gets past Michael Dawkins in 64 and sets sail for Brian Refner in the 1-800-COLLECT Ford, number 44. Kind of a new twist to that paint job with the yellow and orange down the side.
Well, you can see now Sedgwick's opened up 8-10 truck length lead once he got by Dawkins, so he's really hauling it right now.
Back up to that battle for 5th.
Oh, Harry got a little sideways coming out. That's one thing he told me.
Oh, front straightaway, spinning around is Billy Ogle. He grabs the gear and gets away, no caution. Hello.
Yeah. That's always good when you see them drive away and the fenders are still hanging where they're supposed to be.
That was 1-800, uh-oh. Billy pulls away, he's okay.
Look at this battle. It's still hot, Mike. As they go down there, Harry Gant is just inches off Bickle's trunk or tailgate there, and you can see if one of them touches, Butch Miller go by them both.
Now, Renfro has dropped back from that battle. In fact, Rick Corelli and Dave Resendiz have passed him. So Corelli moves up in the top 10 for the first time today.
It won't be long before Harry Gant gets by Bickle. He is much faster in the center part of the corner. You can see right there, he's much quicker. Little touch there as they start down the back straightaway. Gant does not have straightaway speed, but he's very quick through the corner.
Bickle trying a little higher line. Here comes Butch Miller. Well, came a bumper bang. Harry had to feel like the clanger and the bell, you know, bang from the back, bang to the front.
Harry Gant's having a great time right now.
Yeah.
He says he loves the truck division. Look how quick he is in the middle part of the corner. He won't sit there very much longer. Matter of fact, as I speak, no, not quite. Bickle's very strong, but you see Harry Gant taking that inside.
Yeah,
this ain't gonna last.
You couldn't fit a pitch between the bumpers of those two trucks.
Yeah, look at Butch Miller trying to get under Gant.
And now look, Corelli has caught them. Rick Corelli out of Colorado.
Here comes Butch Miller now, taking the spot from Harry Gant down into turn 1.
6th place. Butch tries to carry Harry up the racetrack a little bit there. And here comes Corelli looking on the low side of Gant. Dives it on in there in the number 6 truck.
Look at Butch Miller, very strong off the corner. He's all the way up beside Bickle as they start down in the corner.
And Bickle gives him just enough room. How many laps do these two run together in the Midwest?
Here comes Corelli taking the inside down the back straightaway. Now will Harry Gant be able to get under him?
Buddy, I think a lot of these teams have time to go because they're only about 15 laps away from the 1/3 break now as you ride with Resendiz.
Yeah, Harry Gant finally got by Rich Bickle going down into turn 3.
So Dave Resendiz moves up behind Gant and past Bickle, whose truck has faded just a bit, and we're about 15 laps away from the 1/3 break. On the point, Ron Hornaday has opened up. Now about a 6 truck length lead on Mike Skinner, Jack Sprague, and Mike Bliss. We'll be right back to Nashville on TNN after this. Third caution of the day. He and Rich Bickle were racing hard. And it was one of those, like that Liberty Balance song, when two men go out to face each other, only one returned. And it wasn't Bill Sedgwick. Let's show you what happened here.
Well, you see Bickle, he starts in the corner there. Sedgwick's got the left side all the way down on the flat. He touches Bickle on and around. Now watch who wrecks, though. The guy on the inside. That's Sedgwick going around.
Yep. They had made contact the lap prior as Sedgwick was trying to get past. And then down in turn number 1.
Watch this, Mike, as he tries to right the truck. He gets back in the throttle. Watch this. Now this is frustration. Around he goes again.
Yep, tough break for Bill Sedgwick as he has brought out this caution, and he's lost a couple of laps in the process. You're riding with Brian Reffner, and you'll see what happens here as Reffner saw it.
Well, you see Bickle starting to take the inside line there. You see Sedgwick all the way below the yellow line. He washed right out and got into Bickle's left rear quarter there, and around goes Sedgwick.
Roy Kent joins us, president of Federated Auto Parts, Grand Marshal for this race. You folks sell sheet metal? I think we got some customers out there if you do.
We sell some great parts, so with these guys, we're going to use some parts.
Randy Renfro can use some brake parts. It looks like they've had to haul that thing to a stop. The Ford there that started 5th today, and we're going to go under the hood and try to make repairs there. You got a lot of folks out here today?
Yes, I'd say almost half the crowd here today is connected with our auto parts, Federated Auto Parts 250 today, so we're very excited about it.
Well, glad to have you with us, and I know you'll enjoy that concert tonight by Lisa Stewart.
We just had a little lunch with Lisa, and she's doing great, and just glad to be here and be part of Nashville and the whole Super Truck race. So.
Glad to have you part of it. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much.
We're back under green. And while Hornaday took off with the lead and Skinner is right with him, Jack Sprague is nowhere to be found, buddy. He dropped way back on that restart.
Mike, he got on the outside there and almost spun the truck out. He's very lucky to save it, but the good part is he's back underway now, and you see him trying to close in there.
Randy Pemberton, what happened with Randy Renfro?
Well, you hit it on the head. Just want to reiterate, absolute brake problem for Randy Renfro. The net comes down on his truck. It appears his day is done.
That's great. They had a great qualifying run and a very encouraging run at Flemington, New Jersey, cut short. He's looking for big things today. You're riding with Mike Bliss, looking back at Butch Miller.
Well, that's a good one to look back at. He's all the way up to 5th spot already and really running well. 4th spot. I was counting Bill Sedgwick, who's trying to get by Skinner down the front straightaway here.
Now, Bill Sedgwick is 1 lap down as a result of that spin and caution flag.
Look at Butch Miller, though. What a great drive he's having right now. And you hit it on the head a while ago. Butch Miller saves his tires. He runs a very pronounced way around the racetrack, right around the bottom. He's never scrubs his tires. Right now, he's one of the fastest trucks on the track.
So Miller is right on the tailgate of Mike Bliss in the number 2. And that is for 3rd place. Bill Sedgwick's going to try to get his lap back from the leader, Ron Hornaday. Now remember, everybody's on those right side tires that are going to need a change, but Sedgwick has just come out of the pit.
Boy, that's a power move on the outside of Hornaday there.
Now those two have raced against each other in Winston West and Southwest Tour action a whole lot. And Sedgwick just shoots on by with fresh tires. We're probably, buddy, only about 5 laps away from this 3rd point caution here.
You see Butch Miller there. He's closed it up on the first 3 trucks there. The 98 truck of Butch Miller trying to get by Mike Bliss as they head down the back straightaway. This is a good truck race as they go down into turn 3.
Ron Hornaday, the leader. Butch Miller talked about this racetrack, his familiarity with it, and the need to work to conserve his tires.
You know, the neat part about this track is when I remember coming here, there was like little dips here and little bumps there, and I knew where every one of those. Now that they paved it, those bumps and dips are still there. They just paved right over them. So when this track comes in, I'm still going to know where I'm going.
Boy, he does. And the caution is out, buddy, for the 1/3 break. This is the scheduled caution. Hornaday, the leader. Skinner in 2nd. This was the planned caution. And the truck that's already gone all the way around past them, that just got his lap back, is Bill Sedgwick. So the caution flag puts Sedgwick back on the lead lap. The pace truck will go around here at 15 miles an hour while these trucks change tires and add fuel. Randy will be back to recap pit stops when we come back. To Nashville Speedway, USA, we are 1/3 distance. The trucks are on pit road here at Nashville. This is the 1/3 distance break. the usual halftime break will take place at 2/3 distance. Punching out the back of Brian Refner's truck as everybody, buddy, is getting right side tires and fuel.
Well, this is not your regular pit stop for one reason. You get back in line the way you were running before the caution come out. So pit stop, the guy, if he just has a great pit stop, he does not move up the field right now.
The field summary you're seeing at the top part of the screen is brought to you by the original vent visor, the most practical accessory for your truck. Make it a super truck. So that's the way everybody's running. A little chassis adjustment there on the left rear of Mike Bliss and the right rear of Mike Skinner, as everybody will get back out and retake their positions. In a moment, we'll come back and see what fresh tires will do for these Craftsman trucks. We'll be right back.
First, Goodyear revolutionized.
Call Joe and the folks at 1-800-988-4884 to see why Cedar Ridge is the choice of champions. Riding with Brian Refner as he gets ready to go. A look up in the mirror, see where everybody is.
Back and forth on the steering wheel there, getting all the debris off the tires.
New tires. Let's see what they'll do. Let's get a update on pit stops. Here's Randy.
Well, your leader, Ron Hornaday, was a little bit loose. Of course, everybody coming down pit road to take on 4 tires. They gave him a little wedge and made a spoiler adjustment. The 3 trucks for Mike Skinner, air pressure added a round of bite as well. The other points contender, the 24 truck, Jack Sprague, they added some bite and also took a rubber out of the right rear. He was a little loose. The 2 truck got gas, 4 tires, and no major changes, little air pressure. So that's the way the leaders look.
But you can see them cleaning off the access on that. That's just buildup on that tire, and they're getting back down to the basic rubber part of the tire, getting all the debris off the tire itself. That's rubber buildup is what that is, and part of the racetrack building up on that tire.
We're set to go for the second third of this one. It'll be Ron Hornaday out front. Joe Ruttman there in number 80 alongside to try to get a lap back. He is 1 lap down. Made up 1 lap, it's still 1 down. Mike Skinner in second, Mike Bliss in third, 4th is Butch Miller, 5th. Rick Corelli, nice drive for Rick thus far.
I'm awake, I'm here.
6th is Jack Sprague, 7th Dave Resendiz, 8th Harry Gant, 9th Brian Refner.
Go!
That's the spotter. That's the spotter telling them to get with it. They know when the green flag comes out, and they tell the driver to get with it and go.
Back under green for the second third of this event. I like this truck series format where they take half the race, or in this case, a third of the race, and say, all right, guys, come on in. Don't lose your position. Come on and get some tires, get some fuel. Let's go out there and do it again.
Mike, you don't have to take 25 people to the racetrack either. You can take 3 or 4 good mechanics to the racetrack, keep the pits going well. And you see Ruttman trying to get back in that lead lap. He's still giving Hornaday a fit. Oh, they make contact.
Boy, they make contact, and I thought Hornaday was going. I thought he was going, and he held on to it. Now, though, he loses the lead.
Whoa, there goes Hornaday.
That gives Mike Skinner the lead. Mike Bliss's truck lost all its momentum and may be broken. And now Sprague gets underneath Ruttman. Now the 7 of Resendiz trying to get past, and Hornaday coming back. Wow. Harry Gant underneath now. Look at Skinner. Somebody piled in the back of him in that melee. Jack Sprague dives underneath Corelli and takes the 3rd spot away. And a furled black flag shaken in the direction of, I believe, Joe Ruttman.
Yeah, I would say that's probably who it's for. Joe Ruttman started to make the move going down in the corner. Hornaday pulled over and made contact, but that wasn't the problem. The big problem was going into turn 1 when he hit the 3rd, 4th, and 5th time.
So Ruttman does not get his lap back.
Meanwhile, this truck right here, Butch Miller in 2nd place, is moving in on Mike Skinner.
Based on the way that first third of the race went, buddy, if I had to pick a winner right now, Butch Miller would be right at the top of my list.
Well, he's really right around the base of the racetrack. The truck looks extremely strong. But I tell you, Jack Sprague has fought his way back in the third. He's right behind Miller there going into turn 3. He looks very strong. He's come from the back and moved back up in the top. He was knocked out of position a while ago, but now he's moved all the way back in the third spot, so he may be strong.
The big losers in that melee were Hornaday and I think two Mike Bliss, who got shuffled way back. We'll continue under green, but we want to show you what happened here. That's Ruttman in number 80, the white truck.
Okay.
We'll get there in a moment.
You see Butch Miller moving in on Mike Skinner. He's pulled down some 6-8 truck lengths in the past couple of laps. You see Hornaday getting sideways there. They make contact there. Now coming out, they make strong Look how much sideways Hornaday gets there.
And saved it. But look, he lost all his momentum. Now Bliss is about to get in trouble, not of his own making either, as Ruttman gets into both he and Hornaday. Now this is from Mike Bliss. Same incident. Comes right up under Hornaday. Ruttman does.
This is where it gets ugly, going down in the corner.
Bliss had to back out of it, and now he's going to get clunked right there.
I think I see why there was a little contact. I noticed a hand gesture there by Hornaday going down the front straightaway that might have provoked the 80 truck just a little bit.
Now, buddy, I think why Hornaday and Bliss slipped so far back now is they got way up high and they got all that loose rubber on their tires.
Yeah, but I mean, it takes you a few laps just to reorganize everything once you get mad like that. All your timing and everything gets off just a little bit.
So Mike Bliss and Ron Hornaday trying to fight their way back towards the front of the field. Mike Skinner's your leader. Butch Miller is second. Jack Sprague is third. Fourth is Rick Corelli, and fifth is Dave Resendiz.
The Federated Auto Parts 250 on TNN is brought to you by the new Dodge. We're thinking ahead. And by the original vent visor, the most practical accessory for your truck.
Mike Skinner has been caught by Butch Miller for the lead. And Joe Ruttman has just slipped past Rick Corelli. Ruttman trying to fight his way back up toward the front and get back on the lead lap. So at 109 laps, Skinner, Miller, Sprague in third. Corelli there is fourth. Harry Gant is the fifth place truck. How much fun can you have?
You see him right there in the 33 truck trying to get Corelli now. He's moving in. Well, I tell you, Harry's having a great run today.
You're watching from Dave Resendiz trying to close in on Harry Gant. Going to run about 10 or a dozen races each year in this truck series. Just have a little fun.
Yeah, he acted a little bit surprised when I said, "Are you going to run again next year?" He said, "Are you kidding me? This is more fun than anything I've ever done."
Good for Harry. There's a look at him as he battles Rick Corelli, the Denver driver, the Chevron Remax Realty Chevy. Westview Capital, a financing company, is the sponsor on Harry Gant. And yes, there is a Skoal Bandit on the side of that truck. And the familiar shape number 33.
This has got to be so good for the Truck Series to have somebody of Harry Gant's caliber in there. So the younger drivers, they can learn so much just following this guy through traffic. I tell you, he's an artist when it comes to getting around a short track.
Running right with Corelli, that's fifth and sixth place.
Well, he takes a look. He's trying. Oh, he can't quite make it. You could see Corelli kind of cover, but here comes Harry Gant. Gives him a little hello.
Took a little corner off the bumper there.
You got to remember, that's the only horn on that truck. Is that right front corner?
And the bumpers are just fiberglass after all, folks. Harry Gant chasing Rick Corelli for fifth place. Randy asked Harry to compare the pressures and thrills of truck racing to what he experienced in Winston Cup.
This here, it's more of a laid-back situation, and all. It's just much calmer, down to earth, and so, yeah, it took a while to get the Winston Cup out of your mind now, but it's totally gone there now.
Yeah, he's having fun.
Well, he's giving Corelli a hard time right now. He's really wanting by. He's giving him a couple of weight cup knocks there, but Harry Gant can do that and not wreck you. He's touched him a couple of times. You see him right now trying to get on the inside of Corelli down the back straightaway, getting into turn 3. Corelli, he better not pull over now.
And here comes Resendiz, whoosh, and he's right alongside in the QVC Ford. So Rick Corelli drops 2 spots and drops from the leaderboard.
Yellow flag.
Debris on the back straightaway is given as the reason.
That's one of those bumpers we were talking about just a little while ago. That's a piece of fiberglass right there.
Caution out at lap 118, and we'll be right back to Nashville Speedway, USA, in the Craftsman Truck Series. Welcome back to Nashville. I'm Mike Joy with Buddy Baker and Randy Pemberton. We've just had the restart, and Joe Ruttman got inside of Mike Skinner to get back on the lead lap. Let's show you how it happens. When they drop the green flag for this restart, there's 2 laps to go.
See him going down into turn 1. The 3-truck of Skinner goes up the racetrack just a little bit. Ruttman's right there as they start down the back straightaway. I'm sure Skinner says, hey, I got a big picture to think about here, not worrying about Ruttman getting back in the lead lap.
I think you're right. Don Nemechek comes back into the race. His Delco Remy Chevy had spent some time behind the pit wall. And Terry Cook, the Sandusky, Ohio driver, is on pit road. Up front, Mike Skinner has about 4 truck lengths on Butch Miller, the Ray Bestis Ford, in second. The Quaker State Chevy of Jack Sprague is third. Harry Gant is fourth. Trouble in turn 2. Around goes Walker Evans. He was in close quarters racing with Bob Keselowski, and caution has come out. There is Evans. Spun out down to the inside of the racetrack, and the front end on Keselowski's truck has really been rearranged.
Now Ruttman will be able to go all the way around the racetrack and get right back up in the lead lap here.
Yep. There's Keselowski, the right front, taking some damage on the Mopar Winnebago Dodge.
Boy, he's had a tough year. Not long ago in Odessa, he got upside down in this truck, and you can see a lot of damage here. That's tough for the Keselowski.
Had a bag wreck at Louisville as well. We can show you just the aftermath of this one.
Keselowski get into him there just as Walker Evans spins. A lot of damage to the front.
Walker had already spun there. Johnny Chapman in Evans' second truck, the second Dana Perfect Circle Dodge. Also in and out of the pits today. Going to rearrange the sheet metal a little, get him back out there. Ron Hornaday led the first half of this race, and then as Joe Ruttman tried to get past, a lot of contact with Hornaday, who ended up getting shot way back in the field. Now Randy is in Ron's pit.
Well, they're doing a lot of discussing right now. Ron has called in to crew chief Doug Williams explaining what he can do to make the truck better. He said, put the track bar back the way it was prior to the last pit stop, and he definitely wanted to make his views felt on the way Joe Ruttman acted to him early on. What is Ron saying about the truck? You guys look strong, and then that contact with Ruttman. What's Ron saying?
Well, right now the truck's just a little bit loose getting in, and we got a little bit too tight coming off. We're going to work on the Napa Chevrolet truck, see if we can make it better on the brakes.
Did you have any trouble getting him calmed down after the incident with Ruttman?
Well, he was a little upset. You know, that's racing. We had to put it behind him and go on.
Now, that's the truth. They're in a points battle. He's got to put it behind him. He needs to come out of here with some points.
That's for sure. There's a look at Hornaday, who has dropped in the running order back to 7th place. Here's your mid-race report brought to you by Duraliner Bedliners. Duraliner, beating the leader is tough. 3 leaders, 3 lead changes. Average speed slowed by 6 caution flags to 74.7 miles per hour, and there are 6 trucks out of the race. The most recent caution for Walker Evans spin and Ron Keselowski Bob Keselowski, getting into the side of him. Jimmy Hensley is on pit road unexpectedly. We'll see what that's all about when we come back to Nashville Speedway, USA after this. This truck has hit pit road, and here comes the field, set to go back to green after this 6th caution. Mike Bliss's spotter telling him to get going, and he does. Resendiz had a look under Harry Gant. Here comes Hornaday up the outside. He's on the way back. What a start by Hornaday.
Boy, he's got her down right now. He comes out of the corner there. You see the back of the truck fishtail a little bit. Hornaday's making that outside groove work, but Harry Gant moved up just a little bit just to take that angle off as he's coming through the corner.
Well, the fans trying to pull Hornaday down the straightaway. They thought he got the raw end of the deal. He's up to 5th spot behind Skinner, Miller, Sprague, and Gant. Resendiz is 6th, Corelli is 7th, Bliss is 8th, Refner is 9th, and Rich Bickle 10th. Doug George is 11th, Bill Sedgwick back up to 12th. Michael Dawkins, Steve Mendenhall, Joe Rutman. Boy, Skinner took off. You see Resendiz there trying to hang tough with the 16 of Hornaday, and Rick Corelli right there. Good battle here from 5th on back.
See, Hornaday made a strong run right there first, but you see right now he's kind of holding this bunch up. I think Resendiz may be a little quicker. They need to work on this truck when they stop and maybe get it just a little bit better coming out of the corner. You see Resendiz trying to get on the inside down the front straightaway.
Buddy, it looks like right in the middle of the corner. Hornaday's got to turn that truck twice to get it in a position to come off the corner. It's just not getting through the middle of the corner all that well. Truck looks like it might be tight.
Well, right now he's got a chassis problem. I wouldn't speculate on which end's trying to go around on him, but it looks like right in this part right there you can see it's not able to stay on the yellow line in the middle part of the corner. So he's washing out there, and you see Resendiz just a little bit quicker, but boy, it's tough to get by a truck here.
This battle is for 5th. The Napa Chevy of Hornaday. Ooh, Resendiz and Corelli both tried the bottom that time.
I love the phrasing. I mean, you can see there's actual contact between not just the guys trying to make the pass here. As they go down, Resendiz has the spot now, I think, on Hornaday.
Resendiz edges ahead in the QVC Ford. Now
watch Rick Corelli try to get on the inside of Hornaday. He'll lose.
Caution is out. Right at the front straightaway, Steve Mendenhall has spun his Chevrolet number 32 and caught it into the inside retaining wall. Second career start in the series for Mendenhall. Finished 31st at Bristol. Got caught up in the first wreck of the race, and you can see he's overheated.
Well, the reason for that, the right front corner's mashed that back to the air cleaner there, so he's running hot.
The 1994 Legends Car National Champion. 83% of his races he won. And he won't finish this one, it doesn't appear. As the tow truck comes out, 139 laps are complete. We'll be right back to Nashville after this. 7th caution out for Steve Mendenhall. They pulled his truck behind the wall. Let's show you what happened to Steve as he climbs out. He is okay, but the truck is not.
You can see Mendenhall on the outside, like the right front flat hard into the outside wall and right across in front of he was lucky.
Lucky there was not 2 or 3 trucks involved. So Steve Mendenhall joins the list of retirees that's growing. Randy Renfro is behind the wall. Casey Atwood out in the first wreck of the day, as was Bobby Gill. Nathan Butke's truck behind the wall. The 88 of Terry Cook has retired from the event as well. A couple other more trucks are loaded up and gone home. We're about to go back to green here at lap 143. Mike Skinner and Butch Miller bring them down for the restart. Jack Sprague is now right back with the 2 leaders. Mike Bliss trying the outside on Donnie Chapman a little further back. There he is. He's going to make it work. Brian Refner right behind him.
See Jack Sprague giving a lot of attention to the back tailgate there of Butch Miller as they head off into turn 1. And that's Harry Gant, the 33 truck, running forward.
And Rick Corelli has gotten past Ron Hornaday that lap. Corelli moves up.
Don't do it. Oh, wow.
Close
They were
call.
3 wide going into turn 3. Not enough room to do that. Everybody was real smart there, and they kept up.
Dave Resendi's on the move, trying to track down Harry Gant. Resendi's in 5th, Gant is 4th. And here's Doug George working his way around Walker Evans. And there's Joe Ruttman trying to get the inside on the two of them. Well, let's see if Joe can make a little room here and get by.
Well, I think what he has to do now is just kind of be a little patient because he's made up the 2 laps and he's back in the lead lap now. What he needs to do is show a lot of patience and move his way towards the front.
He did it.
You know, I was just looking at Mike Bliss's right front is flat or something. You see him going in the corner there. Looks like the fender's rubbing.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't need to say anything.
He got in the back of somebody. Let's see who it was. He's going to have to pit.
See him coming up out of the corner there. Mike Bliss gets into the right rear corner of Hornaday. Left rear corner.
Ready to change it, boys, or pull it off. If it blows, we're going to change it.
That's the voice of Barry Dodson, the crew chief for Mike Bliss.
Boy, that thing's rubbing pretty hard. I'm sure right now Hornaday.
Well, maybe you can get up against Hornaday and rub it back the other way. What do you think?
Well, I know one thing. If I had a right front rubbing that hard, I would be nailed to him right now.
He did not pit, as crew chief Barry Dodson requested. He and Hornaday still battling side by side.
Well, Mike, he's doing the right thing right now. He has a buffer there, the 16 truck.
Hanging it out there. 2 drivers that both got drifted to the back of the pack in the same incident. And both trying to struggle to get back up with the leader. Well, Bliss completes the pass.
Wow.
How long will
Now, buddy, when you get a chance, wiggle her.
Barry wants to see how that tire feels to Mike.
Well, they're still rubbing. You can see the blue smoke coming off of it, but it's not nearly as bad as it was just a few laps ago.
Ooh.
Not good.
Not when you get hard on the brake and the fender settles down into that tire.
Better, not as bad.
Now that's Brian Repner getting underneath the 16 of Ron Hornaday, the early race leader.
The reason he was telling him to work the wheel back and forth there, sometimes you can put a little pressure on that fender and move it away from the tire just a little bit by moving the steering wheel around.
Yeah, doing body work at 110 miles an hour. Wow. Repner underneath Hornaday now. You're riding with him in the 1-800-COLLECT-4.
Well, Hornaday right now is just hanging on until they make the stop and can work on the truck because he's off quite a bit. You can see Brian Repner moving under. Rich Bickle just behind them trying to make the move also. Hornaday's pedaling backwards right now.
Probably 15 or so more laps to the second period intermission. This battle is for 8th place. Repner and Hornaday. Repner, the leading rookie. 2 top 5s and 5 top 10 finishes in 15 races.
You can see Hornaday's truck just dart right to the second groove just then. He's not sticking in the bottom part of the racetrack at all. Rich Bickle is trying to get under him right now. You see he's kind of giving up. He's moving up on the racetrack, and that's Ruttman in the 80 truck coming back up through the field.
And on the lead lap now. Bickle, the Cummins Dodge, underneath Hornaday. But Hornaday with a little better run off that top groove, buddy, than he was getting down the bottom.
Well, that's what most race car drivers have to do. When the truck gives up a little bit, you try to find a groove that you can pick the speed up just a little bit. He's a little bit off, but if you change the style and get a fast groove on the outside there, it would really help that truck.
Bickle and Ruttman close. Now, Mike Bliss has taken off from this group, and there is a lot less tire smoke than there was. So, very lucky that they didn't have to pit him, and now Hornaday loses 2 spots. There's a look at Mike Bliss, a look from Mike Bliss's roof cam as he moves past Billy Ogle Jr., who is lapped down. It's a long way back to Bickle at the right side of your screen. Now, see, Bickle and Rutman have gone past Hornaday.
Rutland's very strong. You can see him down the front straightaway here. He's trying to get that inside, and Bickle's not really pulling that down the blockage path through the corner. What he's doing now is just running the fastest line he can run in the 43 truck. You see, not quite enough room for the 80 truck of Rutland.
And Rutland may have picked up a little push as well. Not able to dive underneath and come off the corner underneath Bickle.
So when you're trying to make up a lap, it's one ball game. But when you get back up there and start racing for positions, that, we have trouble in turn 2.
Walker Evans, turn 2, has been his nemesis today. No caution yet. Now it flies. Yellow is out at lap 162. This may become, buddy, the second period intermission.
We will just have to see. I'm not sure.
It's right about in that window. And there's a bit of activity behind the pit wall. Walker Evans out of Riverside, California. In the Dana Corp Dodge. See all their brand names on the tailgate there.
If they ever make a mistake of getting this guy on a half-mile dirt, he'll be in trouble, I'll tell you, because he can fly.
He really can. And he's already spun as we see this replay. Tried to keep it down off the wall. And nearly did.
If you're going to hit the wall, that's the way to hit it. Very, very easily. He didn't hit very hard at all.
All right, pit road is closed. We'll check with NASCAR, see if this will become the second period intermission, and let you know when we come back. You're watching the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series live on the Nashville Network. We'll be right back. It is the second period break, like the traditional halftime, except here it comes at the end of the second third of the race. The red flag is out, and the teams have about 5 minutes to complete repair. Mike Skinner, Butch Miller, under the hood for a look, and you see cooling fans on the front of almost all of these trucks. Randy reported some of them are running quite warm. And they're going to cool them off a bit and wipe some of the rubber that's come off these tires from the grills. Jack Sprague, an adjustment there at the right rear spring, and you see them cleaning the grill on Butch Miller's Ford. There's the big blower. That's on Mike Bliss's Ultra Wheels number 2.
Boy, was he lucky to get this caution right now, because that right front was rubbing. Now they can really fix the truck back where you don't have to worry about blowing the right front and getting into the outside wall.
Barry Dodson has the hammer in hand. Barry getting ready to do a little elective surgery on the right front.
All right, hang on here.
See a little water burbling out there as they try to force feed cold water into that cooling system.
Now here's where it needs it, Brad, right here. That handle step.
Mike Liss has climbed out of that truck. He's so warm. You can see the helmet hanging up there on the right side. So they're trying to get the driver cooled down as well.
2716.
I bet Randy can tell us. I bet it's hot in those trucks today.
There's Mike Bliss getting a cold wrap, and Randy's right with him. Randy?
Well, they kept the engine fired on the two-track. Mike Bliss absolutely overheating. You can see the look on his face. He's got cold rags. They've got a fan on him. We'll try and get a quick word with him. Mike, do you feel all right? I know it's hot in there.
Under yellow kills me. I'm all right when we're running. It's just under yellow. It's real hot.
I'll tell you what, we're going to let him catch his breath. That was a gutsy call by the driver, Mike Bliss, to stay out there. Barry Dawson wanted him to come in. No doubt about it, they would have lost a lap with that right front tire, burying the guy, banging the sheet metal out on it right now. But, man, all these drivers, very hot. Ron Hornaday looking like he's fairly cool sitting in his car. We'll try and get a word with him here in just a moment.
The reason they're keeping that engine running is as they put cold water in the radiator, they want it to circulate, so they keep the engine running to turn the water pump. Randy?
Ron Hornaday sitting in here. He looks pretty good. Ron, you had a heck of a contact with the 80 truck. What was that all about?
Couldn't tell you. That's lap traffic for you. I don't know. You know, I guess I can't get upset about it. I could get upset, but I ain't going to say a word. It's got a long season left, especially the points leader. You know, here we go, and I don't know. I gave him the room the first time he got a lap down. I guess he just took it out on me because somebody else took him out. And I got sideways. He got on. He hit me, got me sideways. Hit me again, come off there, and I got in the corner. I didn't know where nobody was at. Skinner got on the outside, got on the brakes a little bit. He pushed me into the turn one. But that's part of racing, I guess. That's the way we're supposed to do it.
What are they going to do to work on your truck because the handle went away on it?
Well, I think what happened is when he got me sideways for that lap or two, it really got that right rear too hot. And I don't know. We'll find out. The track's coming apart just a little bit, but Goodyear came on a good tire. We just got to get a handle, calm myself down. A lot of that was just me. So if I can get myself paced down a little bit, start going to the front here, we'll be all right.
Are you hot in there? A lot of drivers are really overheating.
No, I got an air conditioner right here. It's just blowing on me now.
Oh, that's good. You ought to just stay right there.
Little force-fed air in there from the right side. Buddy, you hit it right on the head. Something like that happens. Takes a little while to get calmed down and get back to work.
He hit it on the head. Anytime on a short track, you have to get that rhythm going and everything. When you get into a little altercation like that, the thing that really gets off the most is the drivers.
Brian Refner getting a cool drink as they work on the 1-800-COLLECT board. Bill Sedgwick's truck, I think, maybe being pushed behind the wall. This year's Die Hard Chevy. As well, there's a look at Dave Resendiz, the QVC Ford. We were looking for Larry the Lizard on the back down tube of Resendiz's truck, and haven't seen him today. Don't have binoculars up here to have a look, but on the roll cage of Resendiz's truck, the bars, the diagonal bars that extend outside the cab, they had a little plastic lizard on there from Denver. And I said, where'd that come from? He said, that's the kind of, how do I clean this up? That's the kind of thing you buy your kid when you're in the store and you want to quiet him down. So they bought the little lizard and they tie wrapped him onto the down tube. So I'm not sure if he's on there today. There's Sedgwick's truck being pushed behind the wall. This year's Die Hard machine. Looks like out for the day, and some of the trucks have completed their work and coming back out onto the Speedway for the final third of this race. We'll be right there. There's Larry. There's the lizard. He's on that left pole there. Oh, you'll see him in a minute. We'll be right back.
There he is.
The Federated Auto Parts 250 on TNN is brought to you by the more than 1,400 AutoZone stores across America. AutoZone, the best parts in auto parts.
Getting ready to go back to Go Racing. There's Brian Refner. And there, right below our rear cam on that down tube, there is Larry the Lizard. And you see Larry's had a little spoiler adjustment during the break. Okay, so he gets a lot of downforce there from his tail. It was a cute story, and he asked me to tell it.
So there.
Hey, have you got a mascot that rides with you?
I never had anything brave enough to hang on to it.
Well, then my vote's with Larry. All right. 165 laps are down. 250 is the distance. Going to go back to racing next lap. Mike Skinner in the Good Wrench Service Chevy is the leader. The Ray Vestas brakes. Red Carpet leads Ford, of which Miller is second. Quaker State Chevy is third. That's Jack Sprague, the pole sitter. Harry Gant, the Westview Capital Chevy, is fourth, and Dave Resendiz and Larry the Lizard in the QVC Ford is fifth. Randy, what happened during pit stop?
Well, we'll start off with Mike Skinner. All they did was add a little wedge, worked on the air pressure. Mike likes the truck. The 98 truck, Butch Miller, changed two front shocks. That was an interesting adjustment. Also raised the track bar. The two trucks, the driver was the guy overheating there. We saw him, as well as the 6 truck running hot. They had to spray that thing down, added a round of wedge and a little air pressure there. The wedge went into the right rear on the 6 truck. So 16 for Hornaday, took wedge out, moved the track bar back to where it was early on in the race. Get ready to go green.
Back under green, Mike Skinner hauls them down into turn number 1. Butch Miller right with him as they lap past Andy Hillenberg, Indiana Andy. Lead lap trucks working their way up the outside and around the laps machine. Single file.
Well, who did the best at fixing the truck? You see Harry Gant looking under Jack Sprague, trying to get position on him going into turn one. Great racing out here today.
Ron Hornaday moving through traffic past Bob Brevac and now coming up on Doug George. George in 11th place on the lead lap in that Ortho Ford. Side by side, Harry Gant.
On the outside, that is a power move here today, and I tell you what, Harry Gant said that his truck was very good. He's proven that he's in third spot.
Finished 8th last week, or last time out. Best so far of the 3 races he's run. And Gant right now sitting in third spot behind Skinner and Miller. Oh, Rick Corelli just got in the back of Resendiz. You saw that truck wiggle that you're riding with. And Mike Bliss is right with him. Look at this swarming pack behind Resendiz. That's Corelli. There's Corelli, and now here's from Mike Bliss as these 3 trucks battle for 5th place. Boy, everybody gets real racy on 4 new tires.
4 brand new tires, and really, right now, that's what you're using. You're not using the chassis setup that you really worked on. But Harry Gant is just absolutely flying right now. You see Rick Corelli working on Resendiz, trying to take his spot away. Mike Bliss is just, look, he's giving us great shots there, but you can see Corelli's truck get a little sideways coming off the corner.
Got just a little loose there. Rick Corelli, the High Plains drifter, running in 6th. Resendiz is 5th. Riding with the 5th place truck. And Mike Bliss is right there. Lead battle's going to tighten up here in a minute, and it's going to be 3 trucks instead of 2. Great race here for 5th. There's Bliss, that sheet metal battered away by Barry Dodson.
The good part is not rubbing the right front wheel anymore, so he's in good shape. And I think Mike Bliss had one of the fastest trucks before he got into that little tangle there at the first part of the race. Seems to be running very well around the racetrack right now.
And he's still on the lead lap.
Yeah, sometimes the driver just has to make that call. You could hear Barry Dodson just before the 3/4 way stop telling him to come in. Let's fix it. Whoa! Joe Ruttman gets sideways there.
He almost got into Brian Reffner and then had to slide the truck to keep from getting into Mike Robert's lap trucks there. This is now Ruttman's home racetrack. He's from Upland, California, but now just lives a few miles down the road. So trying to make it work.
Here comes Hornaday. They had a little run-in earlier today. You could see the 16 truck Hornaday trying to get by Joe Ruttman.
And Joe gives him a bit of room.
Not a bad choice,
I'd say. 176 laps complete. 74 to go. We're going to have a 3-truck battle for the lead here, buddy, in just a second, because Mike Skinner is being caught not only by Butch Miller, but also by Harry Gant.
That's Harry Gant in the 33 truck just behind Butch Miller as they start down the back straightaway. Harry's truck is not extremely quick down the middle part of the back straightaway, but it's very good in the center part of the corner. Watch him close in right there.
And right there is where they seem to gain on Mike Skinner. But Skinner, as usual, has a lot of power and a lot of straightaway speed. That Richard Silver's truck, from the day they unwrapped the truck series in Phoenix, Arizona, everybody was walking around saying, boy, that number 3 has got a lot of power. And it always has.
Well, it's a good combination. I think it's a good driver, great car owner, great truck owner, $1. But the big deal right now is that Mike Skinner, they talked to him. Look at Butch Miller trying to make a move for the lead.
Butch Miller used the lap truck of Billy Ogle as a pick, and as Skinner lifted, Miller was right there. Here he comes for the lead.
That's Harry Gant in 3rd right now. He'll try to get underneath. Watch Skinner, though. Strong getting in the corner. Butch Miller cannot make the move just yet.
Look at the power. Skinner picks up about a door width and dives it on in there.
Miller comes right back on the bottom.
Mike, it's just a matter of time, though. Butch Miller's truck is good enough on the bottom part of the racetrack. He'll gain an inch or two as they keep running. Skinner will keep, well, I don't know. He's fighting back on the outside, but I still believe Butch Miller will make the pass sooner or later here.
Miller in the preferred line. Skinner working in that top groove, and Harry Gant just looking on, saying, wonder what's going to happen here. You got to love it.
Good racing. Look at Skinner. He got back in that position there. If he pulls down, he's back in the lead.
That truck is strong. And he's not afraid to use it all. Mike Skinner back to the lead after a strong challenge by Butch Miller.
And just creeping into the frame there, that's Jack Sprague in a green and white Chevrolet. That's the Hendricks Motorsports entry. He's moved into fourth there, running very well at the moment.
All that side-by-side battling allows the Baker State truck of Sprague to close back in. Now here's Dave Resendiz. He's the fifth-place truck. There you see him top of the screen with Rick Corelli. And they gained a little ground on the leaders as well as they raced side by side. Let's show you again what gave Butch Miller a shot to get underneath Mike Skinner. Billy Ogle, as Skinner had to ease up the throttle coming out of turn number 2, Miller had the momentum, and suddenly he had the bottom of the racetrack.
But Butch Miller is such a fine race truck driver that he did not go in there and try to move Skinner out of the way. He raced him very clean. He didn't lean on him. Right now, though, Harry Gant's looking that outside groove over himself. He watched the 3 truck of Skinner run quite well. You see him looking to the outside there. He's just about to make that move on the outside of the track here.
Now, what Butch Miller might have been thinking is, okay, we've done that. Here comes Gant for second place.
Oh, don't move down, Butch.
He didn't. He couldn't.
Harry Gant is in second place. What a great drive today.
And everybody's on their feet. Butch Miller might have been thinking, okay, now let's see what tires we've got left for the end of the race. But boy, Gant has put a power move on him.
Now, what about Gant? He moved out on the outside, let him think he was going to make that power move to the outside, then right back to the bottom and take that spot.
Harry Gant up to second spot. Can the Bandit
run
off the loop here in Nashville? Yes, sir. We'll see. We'll be right back. Skinner and took the lead after we went to commercial.
He knows this racetrack. He's really moving away from Skinner.
Here's how it happened. How'd he set him up, buddy?
Well, he's just moving in. He looked to the outside now. As he come off the corner, he takes that inside lane, goes powering down into turn 3.
But, buddy, it was the same thing that happened with Butch Miller, as now Dave Resendiz gets past Miller. The lap truck, Skinner, didn't time the pass on the lap truck to get on the gas fully, and Gant had the momentum.
You could see, though, that Skinner knew that Harry Gant was not going to check up. He's going to drive down in that corner as hard as he could stick, and boy, was that ever a great move. That's the first lap that Harry Gant ever led in the truck race.
How about that? Butch Miller and Dave Resendiz battling. I think Larry the Lizard had his eyes closed on that one as they got together.
You see Jack Sprague looking to the outside of Butch Miller. They touched just a little bit going into turn 3. Now they're starting down towards the front straightaway. This is great truck racing.
Now Corelli, too, on the outside of Butch Miller's car, beginning to fade here. Early on in the day, he looked like a strong potential winner.
Mike, if I'm not mistaken, that outside lane is getting better where you can run out there. You see Butch move up a little bit. Corelli can't quite make the move that Jack Sprague did just a second ago.
They single file it down in the first corner. Meanwhile, Gant has opened up a 10-truck length lead on Mike Skinner. Here is Harry.
What did he say? The old truck's pretty good. Boy, I knew he had him when he said that.
The lead of 1 second.
Well, one thing about him, he'll drive it just as hard as he'll turn the wheel. What you're looking at, he's not holding anything back. Anytime you see Harry Gant after halfway, he's running as hard as that truck will go.
Randy, what did they do on Harry Gant's truck during the break?
Well, it wasn't much, but the chassis was close. Harry just had a pretty good push in it. He might
everything he had. He just said, raise the track bar on the right side of quarter, loosen him up just enough that now he can drive it where he wants to. One thing I have noticed, I'm standing down here as these drivers enter turn one. Harry Gant is backing out of the throttle about 50 feet before anybody else. So he's letting the car set, and he's probably backing the gas a little earlier. So he's got a good line running right now.
And, buddy, he's saving his tires that way.
Well, sometimes you have to go slow to go fast. I mean, if you go in and get the truck in a bind and make it just skate across the racetrack, you can't get back in the throttle as quick. So what he's doing is making the straightaway longer by getting in the throttle quick.
In easy and out fast. Rick Corelli moves past Butch Miller.
Butch has quite a bit of damage there, just in front of the left rear quarter there.
Our director, Gary Clem, said that Butch waved Corelli by.
You do that. I mean, this is a give and take type sport, and you're not really handling well. Butch Miller was one of the dominant trucks the first half, but I don't think he made the corrections on that truck at halftime that he needed to make.
Randy said they changed the front shock. It was one of the changes they made. John Nemechek a little loose there behind Miller. John spent some time in the garage. He is about 80 laps down. Still out there trying to pile up points because he passed Bob Breback. There's Miller, hard at work.
Boy, Joe Rutland's in a world of trouble. You see Harry Gant just going by him there, put him a lap down. Rutland's all over the racetrack. Apparently he has front end damage from contact.
Oh, Ben Hurlburt and Skinner just misses him. Wow. No caution yet. Hurlburt. Excuse me, it's not Hurlburt. Kimmel. Excuse me, Frank Kimmel trying to get going, and Blitz almost gets him. No caution. We stay under green, and now the yellow comes out with that truck just barely running.
Frank Kimmel was a lucky man. He almost got a taste of Mike Bliss's front end just then.
Kimmel out of Clarksville, Indiana. Big runner-up at Louisville Speedway. He and his brother. And Harry Gant, the Westview Capital Chevrolet, is our leader here at Nashville. We'll be right back after this. Green. Leaders in the outside lane. Gant, Skinner, Resendiz, Craig, Corelli, Miller, and Hornaday.
Look at the drive that Gant gets coming out of turn two. He pulled about 5 truck lengths on Skinner as they go down the back straightaway.
Harry Gant smooth off the corner as Resendiz and Skinner battle for second.
Skinner's truck moving out just a little bit. Looks very good though. He gets a good drive off the corner. Dave Resendiz does not gain any ground at all coming up out of the corner. Right here is where Resendiz is strong, right in the center part of the corner.
Look at the back end of Skinner's front band. I think that's a handful of control. You don't think that's right on the edge of control? Wow.
Well, that thing handles good down the straightaway.
Well, let's go to Mike Skinner's pit. Here's Randy.
Well, there was one adjustment that the 3 team could not make during that break that they wish they could have. Oh, and now we have a crash.
It's Mike Bliss. Spun around, caught the back end of the wall, and takes off.
No caution out as of right now. It's
go hard. Nope, we'll stay under green. Randy, go ahead.
The adjustment that they wish that they could have made, they think they may have pulled the wrong gear. We saw Gant take off and just throw him away coming off of turn 2. Now the 3 truck seems to be closing a little bit. But they cannot change the gear during those breaks. Very hot under there, but if he had another gear, he might be coming off just a little bit better.
Mike Bliss falls to the tail end of the lead lap as Ron Hornaday's been moving up. He passed Corelli, and now he's after Jack Sprague. This is for 4th place.
Good adjustments on the 16 truck. You can see right now Hornaday is moving right to the front.
Just ahead of him, the battle side by side for 3rd. Here comes Resendiz. Larry the Lizard's got his hands over his eyes. Just enough room on the bottom.
Oh, not quite enough. They make a little bit of contact there, but Resendiz, he gives him another little shot. He says, I'm still down here.
Good thing both those trucks are black. They don't have to trade any paint. Lap truck Mike Bliss comes after him again. Dives it down in there. Now, here's where he's strong, right in the middle of the corner, and Resendiz will get 2nd spot.
There's something 3 truck. He's running sideways, coming up out of the corner. He may have a left rear flat.
And Hornaday drops underneath. It's off, but you can see it. The left rear is down on Mike Skinner. 3 races in 9 days, and anyone could turn the tide of this championship, and that may be what just happened to Mike Skinner.
Boy, he will lose at least 2 laps, maybe 3 on this one exchange here.
What a tough break for the second-place truck. 35 miles an hour, the speed limit down pit road. Randy Pembert is waiting for him.
All Sprague and Hornaday have to do right now is finish and stay out of trouble. Could have been because of that contact. You see the left front absolutely down. There was sheet metal damage prior to that on the GM Goodrich Chevy. Skinner sits calmly in his truck. They bolt him on. They're going to go a minimum of 2 laps down. He's not going to have a great finish. He's down and away.
Mike Skinner back on track, but he is 2 laps down unofficially.
There comes Resendez. That's the truck that made contact that actually made that left rear go flat on Skinner. So hopefully there's no hard feelings out of that, but there was a lot of contact.
Sprague coming up on Ron Hornaday. There is the tire that came off of Mike Skinner's truck.
When they go flat, they don't roll very well, so that's why all the heat builds up in that tire.
Hornaday and Sprague. This is now for 3rd place, with Skinner falling 2 laps down. 31 laps to go. Harry Gant about 12 truck lengths ahead of Resendez. Skinner is going to try to get one of his laps back from Gant. Mike Skinner, you saw there up in the rundown, 16th place. 2 laps off the pace. Right with Resendez looking ahead at Gant and Skinner.
Well, Harry will just let him go right on by, most likely. Trouble.
Keselowski and Bobby Gill had come back into the race. Gill was in that first wreck of the day, and he's in another one. He and Bob Keselowski are tied up at turn 2. Bobby Gill out of Dalton, Georgia, 19th in the point standings in the Nashville Auto Auction Ford.
I was wrong again. Harry Gant raced back to the flag and beat Skinner back, so Skinner did not make up one of those laps, but he's down now.
Well, Keselowski's able to drive away, and so did Gill. Let's see what happened up there in turn 2. That's Bobby Gill, who was running in 24th at the time of the incident.
I don't think he hurt it much. This wreck, it was pretty bad off before this.
I wouldn't send it to the auction like that.
Oh, you see Keselowski go up to the top part of the racetrack. Here comes Gill. Nowhere to go.
Innocent victim of a drive-by spinning.
Look at Corelli. He was very lucky to get by on the outside there.
Yes. And Gill's going to be real lucky if he didn't shove the radiator through the fan there, but I guess he didn't. Everything held up. They'll put a right front tire on Bobby Gill. He'll get back out there, and we'll get back to racing right after this. Resendez in second place because on the restart, Mike Skinner drove underneath Harry Gant and got one of his 2 laps back. So Skinner is now 1 lap plus the distance all the way around the racetrack behind Harry Gant. Still, Skinner is in 15th place. Bobby Gill did get back on the racetrack, and so did Bob Keselowski after that caution.
This is going to pick up here pretty quick. You see the 16 truck just behind these 3 trucks here. He's moved all the way up now. Here comes Harry Gant, pushing Mike Skinner another lap back down.
Oh, yeah? Oh, no!
No, man.
I can't believe it.
Oh, Harry hit the outside wall also.
Big cloud of smoke, big caution flag. And looks like Harry's cut down a right front.
He's got a lot of damage to the right front corner. You can see it there.
What a shame.
Wow.
Well, Harry Gant was on his way to victory. And he let Mike Skinner go on the restart, gave him a lot of room to race, then decided he had a faster truck and would sneak underneath him. Skinner tried to dive back underneath in heavy contact and a really bent right front wheel. And if the wheel is peeled back that far, how aligned can the front end be?
Well, he's got a lot of damage there, Mike. That's such a shame. Harry Gant drove a great race today, and looks like the truck...
Ooh.
Well, you could see the 3 truck get sideways, and he did flip up into Gant. He didn't drive straight up.
And the starter has the black flag in hand. Let's see what happens here. Here's another look at it.
Well, you see the back of Skinner's truck get sideways, and then the front washes out. Resendiz is right underneath there. Look how close he comes to the back of Gant.
And Harry Gant gets a new right front tire. We'll see how that truck handles. From Resendiz's truck. Yeah. Skinner tried to throw the truck to the bottom, lost the back end, and when he corrected with the front wheels and they got a bite, he was into Harry Gant. Mike Skinner has taken the black flag from the starter, and the truck official is standing to hold Mike Skinner. All right, there's the official, is going to measure out the penalty assessed by Wayne Oughton. Will Lind, team manager, is talking to the official. Mike Skinner is there, sitting, waiting, while Randy is in Harry Gant's pit. Randy?
NASCAR officials signaling 1 lap down for the 3 truck as the 33 guys try to pull the sheet metal away. Towed out big time on the 33 truck, the right front. Looks like they can work on that a little bit if they can get them back in here. But you'll go a lap down even in the front.
We're going racing, Randy. Going racing this time. Mike Skinner, 1 lap penalty for taking out the race leader, Harry Gant. It's not over, folks. 18 laps to go. And Dave Resendiz leads Ron Hornaday into turn 1. Jack Sprague, Mike Bliss a lap down, Keselowski, and Bickle can't get around the lap truck of Keselowski. Up front, Ford versus Chevy battle. Resendiz and Hornaday. Resendiz 1 win this year. Ron Hornaday has had 3 trips to victory lane.
Look at Hornaday get down in that corner very hard. Resendiz, when he picks up the throttle, really moves out. He's running very well. Jack Sprague in 3rd in the green and white truck you see in 3rd place there.
He won the opener at Homestead. Did Dave Resendiz driving for Jeff Bodine, but for much of this season, he has been in a little bit of a slump. He's trying to change that today.
Yeah, we've kind of fallen behind here a little bit. Of course, falling out of Watkins Glen certainly didn't help us any. I thought we were gaining there a little bit each week, and we got to be there every week, and hopefully these guys will have some of the problems that I've had.
That's just what happened. Hornaday got knocked from the lead. Mike Skinner getting roughed up and doing a little bit of it. Jack Sprague got shuffled back a bit, and it is Dave Resendiz's turn at the front. Harry Gant has taken the Westview Capital truck behind the wall.
Mike, it looks like Resendiz is moving right on away from Hornaday, but Hornaday's going to have company in just a second because Jack Sprague is moving in on him.
There's Rick Corelli racing side by side with Brian Refner.
Boy, you can see him throwing that wheel. He's working hard. He's getting right down to the nitty-gritty now.
18 laps to go. Butch Miller inside Refner, a little contact.
Whoa, Refner
a little.
But gets it back under control. Butch Miller tries to take that spot on the inside.
That Miller-Repner battle continues. 6th place is at stake there.
Doug George in 21, making it a 3-truck race now.
Corelli in 5th, Bickle in 4th. Good run for the Dodge. Sprague in 3rd, Hornaday 2nd. And disappearing off the edge of the screen is Dave Resendez. QVC Kroger number 7. Well, now Hornaday is starting to reel him back in a bit.
What it looks like right now is they make a real hard charge and they heat the tires up and then they have to take a lap or two to cool them back down and then make another assault on them. Jack Sprague moves up a little bit, then he falls back a little bit. Right now the 3 trucks are very even.
Let's go back to the 4th place battle. Rich Bickle and Rick Corelli has caught Bickle.
The Corelli is not wasting any time at all. He's right on the tailgate as they start down into turn 1. Bickle shuts the door as they go into turn 1.
Corelli is 8th in the points. Bickle is 12th. 8 races to go after today. Thursday they race at Richmond, and next Sunday live on TNN they'll be at Loudon, New Hampshire. Still selling tickets at Loudon, but it'll be a packed house. Don't do it! Oh, boy! In the fence. Hard goes Corelli. He and Bickle tried to fit into the same lane going into turn number 1, and both trucks pay the price. Corelli got a hard shot into the wall, and Bickle's truck won't move.
Boy, Bickle's truck is torn up both sides. Real tremendous amount of damage there.
Look at how far the left front corner was pushed over. You can't even see it.
Not a happy camper there.
Well, the Cummins Diesel Dodge will not move. And Rich Bickle is not happy. They're going to try to get Corelli back in the race to finish. But it looked, buddy, like both trucks were trying to get into the low groove there.
Well, I'm sure that Bickle did not know he was all the way up to the left rear wheel, and he started across, and they made contact. You can see Bickle in the 43 here, down the front straightaway. He starts to turn down here, has no idea the 6th truck is there. Just a little contact, and around they go.
And look at a shot to the wall Corelli took. And Bickle with the driver's door. Both trucks tried for the bottom groove, and they just would not fit there together. Here it is again. Yep.
You can see Corelli was hard on the brakes there. He had the wheels locked up, but they had made the contact. The damage was done.
Here's what Brian Repner saw.
You could hear the rear tires on Repner's truck chattering as he got on the brakes really hard getting in the corner there.
Yeah, he had the brake locked up. Rich Bickle has walked away. And a tough break for that Dodge, which looked like it was headed for a 4th place finish. It's not over. We'll be right back. Transportation for this telecast provided by Ryder, the official transportation company for Opryland. Their trucks are in a lot better shape than most of the trucks that are left here. Look at Rich Bickle. The Cummins Georgia Pacific Dodge. They're having trouble getting that truck up on the rollback.
I think they give up on it. They're trying just now to move it with just the front wheels off the racetrack.
They wanted to move it a bit so the track crew could sweep up what fluids it had dropped. We're going to come up on 250 laps next time by, folks, but another rule of the truck series that we like a lot is the race cannot end under caution. They'll go green, white, checker to finish this off here in just a few laps. Got a lot of live racing this weekend on TNN. More of it following us. Sorry, Motor Trend Television won't be seen today, so we can bring you the conclusion of this one. Next weekend, we're up at New Hampshire for a NASCAR racing Guess you'd have to call it a quintuple header, buddy.
Yeah, this is the start of 3 races in 8 days, and you'd never know it by the way they made contact today.
No, the trucks go to Richmond Thursday and Loudon, New Hampshire next Sunday. Now, next Saturday here on TNN Live, the Busch Grand National North Series and the NASCAR Modified.
Good stuff.
And on Sunday, a triple header. The Busch North Series, the Modifieds again, and the Craftsman Truck Series. That's all next weekend here on TNN Motorsports, live from Loudon, New Hampshire. Immediately following this telecast, the NHRA Wax Shop Dash live from Indianapolis. So don't touch that dial. That'll be next.
Mike, Dave Resendiz has dropped the net in the left window there to get air into the truck. I hope that thing will latch back up.
Should. And tonight at 6 p.m. here on TNN, Race Talk with Darrell Waltrip. Waltrip will host tonight's show with special guest Ricky Rudd on TNN Motorsports tonight. Let's check with Randy down in the pits.
Well, we've caught up with Harry Gant. Harry, you gave us a thrill. I know you were having a blast. What happened?
Oh, I was having a good time. You know, the crew done a super job on that last time we stopped. We was having to baby the tires too much after 50 laps in the early segments, and they made some adjustments, and boy, they really fixed it. You wasn't going to even have to baby them no more if you didn't want to. And we just strolled up there and, took the lead, and even on the outside, it would go low or high. And so when I got in front, I just playing around and finding some different places to run and Coolidge, and I seen Skinner, he got a lap down there, so he come up on the inside. I just moved for him to really get going. The new tire, I figured he'd be going on the restart there, so, but he didn't go too good, so I just run a little bit, then I let him go get in, and then he couldn't go very good. He was slower than I was wanting to go at that time, because I needed to put a little distance and cruise again, and so I guess, on restart stuff here, the old brakes sometimes gives away, and some, so I guess, he pushed or slid into me.
Harry, quickly, you said you guys don't run all the races, so it's taking you a little while to get a handle on the chassis of the truck. Is this what we're going to see from now on from you?
Well, I know we're better, and we'll be better next week. That's all I can say.
Okay, Harry Gant.
With Gant, the owners of that truck, Bob Best and Bud Hutchins. Bud's son, Bobby Hutchins, is one of the guiding forces of Richard Childress' Winston Cup team. So Harry's got some strong help there.
Class act, too. I mean, he just said we're just going to get better and better and better, and I believe him.
We're about to restart this as they get Rich Bickle's truck off the Speedway. It'll be green, white checker. Dave Resendiz from Massanutten, Massachusetts, former NASCAR Modified driver, former Busch Grand National driver. Now Jeff Bodine's Truck Series ace. Resendiz, fourth in the points, 1 win, 5 top 5s, 9 top 10s. Ron Hornaday right with him. Resendiz pulls the trigger and pulls Hornaday down the straightaway. 2 laps to decide it here in Nashville.
Mike, that was a typical modified start. You see him make a little contact there. Hornaday got into the back of Resendiz just a little bit. Resendiz is very strong down the straightaway, though.
That looked like a similar restart to the one that Hornaday pulled at Louisville to win in the closing lap. 1 to go. Resendiz Ford versus Hornaday Chevy. Oh, Hornaday tried it, and the front end just slid right out from under him. As Sprague and Butch Miller get together for third, Resendiz now has a 3-truck lead. Hornaday closes in, diamonds the corner, but Dave Resendiz wins his second race in 1996.
Hey, give me some oxygen and water, please. I'm sand and water. Look at that one. Good job, David. Good job.
Ron Hornaday tried everything, buddy, and in turn 2, the nose just completely slid out from under him as he tried his one best shot to get past Resendiz.
Resendiz did exactly what you have to do to win. What a great restart, and then to hold him off like he did. He's a very happy Mo.
We'll meet the winner right after this. We'll be right back.
Coverage of the Federated Auto Parts 250 on TNN has been brought to you by the new Dodge. We're thinking ahead. And by Duraliner. Beating the leader is up.
Look at the top 10. Dave Resendiz, Ron Hornaday, Jack Sprague, Butch Miller, Refner, George, Dawkin, Hensley, Corelli, and Bliss. Mike Skinner dropped back to 16th at the finish. Let's go to victory lane.
The Federated Auto Parts 250 is over. Dave Resendiz, you got your second one. Congratulations.
Yeah, man. We've been working real hard. We've had a lot of bad luck, but Danny and all the guys, they never gave up. I mean, we've been really pressed hard on them, too, running a couple trucks. And what can I say? QVC, Tanya Tucker, Salsa, everybody. I want to send out my condolences to Bob Harmon, and I wish him and all his family, they get through this great race he put on, and it's too bad he wasn't able to be here to see it. But everybody involved, I mean, Bo Tucker was here, Tanya's brother, everybody was here rooting us on. And Bo said, go out and win it for us, will you? We got to sell some salsa. So here we are. We did it. It wasn't as hot as Homestead, but I'm tired. I tell you, it's hot out here.
Okay, that's Dave Resendiz. He gets a brand new Gibson guitar. Of course, Gibson headquartered just down here from Nashville, USA. He's getting hugs from everybody up and down the line. All the rest of the team's coming over to congratulate Dave Resendiz, the winner of the Federated 250.
Buddy, a wild show and a lot of carnage, but a great race.
Boy, Dave Resendiz there at the end, everybody heard me yell. I thought he was going through the inside wall. He was so happy. He locked the brakes up and slid right in the inside wall. Great race today.
Stay tuned for the Wax Shop Dash live from Indianapolis next year on TNN, coming up in its entirety. For Buddy Baker and Randy Pemberton, I'm Mike Joy, congratulating Dave Resendiz on his win here in Nashville. So long, everybody.